One, you're up.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another New York Got Game live watch party. Your boy Dexter Henry here, along with my guy Brian Fonseca, and joining us, good friend. Done a lot of content with this guy. He does work for Anscape. He's one of the best guys around college basketball, but he's also a big hoops fan. My guy Jamal Murphy. What's up, Murph?
What's up, man? Thanks for
Good.
having me.
How you
Good
doing?
seeing you as always,
As
bro.
always, as
Yes.
always.
Good. How you been, man? How you been dealing with the Knicks roller coaster ride in these plays? I don't even know what we call it a roller coaster ride. It's been going all downhill so far.
Well, this round,
This
but
round.
you know,
This round, I
otherwise.
mean, I was a Knicks fan in the '90s, so I've been through it all. You know, I've been okay with it.
You see,
I was surprised they got to this. I was surprised they got to this far. So, but I also hate Indiana.
Of course
So
you should.
that's my big issue.
That's from the 90s.
Yeah, that's from the '90s. I hate Indiana. So
Does
come
it
on.
bother you that Reggie Miller's on the call for these games?
doesn't bother me, but that choke thing that Haliburton did, that recycled choke sign, that really bothered me. You know what I'm saying?
Recycled. Oh man! Shout out to everybody watching the chat. Mo says, "I can't believe there'll only be one of these left." Mo, why are you out here being negative?
To be fair, whenever the run ends, hopefully, it won't just stop here. Like there potentially be other watch parties. Just not a Knicks one for a while.
Shout out to my daughter who's in the chat.
Series isn't over yet, though. We'll see.
Hi, Boo Pacers. Are the Knicks going to play the Rockets next? No, baby. The Rockets have been eliminated. They've been eliminated. It's going to be Timberwolves or the Thunder. That's who it'll be. Timberwolves or the Thunder. Greg says NBA picks and props crew. Minus Gerard. Yes, you're right. NBA picks and props. If you know, that's a throwback.
Wow.
That's a pandemic throwback.
Wow.
That's a pandemic throwback.
That's a good one right there.
That's 2020, 21.
Yeah.
Jesus.
If you know, you know.
Speaking
of picks and props, somebody said it was good. Mo says it was good joining you guys. We appreciate you watching.
What are you doing after
Tuesday? Sir, we are doing game 5. We are doing game 5.
I think Mo, I do think there will be a fifth. I don't know about 6 or 7. I think that these two games get split, and then we go back to the Garden for game 5. From there, I don't know. But
I think the Knicks are. I've said it. You know what? I'm gonna say it with my chest. I think the Knicks are winning the next 2 games.
Okay.
I hear you.
Look at this. Best of 7 all time. Knicks are 0-14 when trailing 0-2 in the series. Pacers 9-0 when up 2-0 in the series. Also, should be noted, a couple of things just on the historical front. No team in NBA history in the conference finals has lost the first 2 home games and then go on to win the series. They're 0-17 once they lose the first 2 games at home in the conference finals. The other thing is, no team, this would apply to the Knicks this year, no team who has beaten the defending champions in the playoffs after they won the title has gone on to win the championship.
I love all these odds. That means they're due. That's what I hear.
Maybe.
Sounds like they're due.
And whenever I hear like something like they're 14-0, if they were 14-1, you'd still be crazy.
To finish the stat, real quick, the last team to do the ladder to beat the defending champions and win the title was the Raptors in 2019 because they beat the defending champion in the finals. So every year, we remember the Timberwolves last year.
Yep.
They beat the Nuggets, and then Dallas got them in the conference finals.
Hey, so something's due to change. So I'm saying, Mo said it doesn't bother you. The Knicks themselves choked. I mean, I'm not bothered by it. Like, I'm still going on about life, but I think they're going to respond to you as they start off. I think it's the first time all series they hit the first shot of the game. 2-0 with Brunson.
All right.
Early feelings about Mitchell Robinson starting over Josh Hart.
Yes, we didn't even get into that.
I
didn't know if it was necessary. I'm intrigued to see how the rotations are now with this. That's the big thing for me to watch. Good recovery.
You should have just went to the basket instead of trying to withdraw contact, though.
I agree with that.
I just think Indy's going to be tempted to just run, and I wonder how now it's going to be on Tibbs to stagger both of the bigs, unless he wants to go double big the whole game.
If he hits this, that'll be a good sign.
Greg says this game is about to be stressful.
Oh yeah,
you know that.
I feel like some of the Knicks fans are already stressed.
Oh boy, I wanted his over.
Okay,
for
I like that.
Him
missing a wide open.
I wanted his over for 1.5 threes.
Oh man,
I didn't take it though because I was like double big lineup. I thought that was going to be a foul.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get the foul there.
Knicks better not fall into the trap they did in game 1 and play at Indy's pace.
Okay.
Indy's bricking.
Indy's bricking.
All the way.
There's a fadeaway.
Count that.
He's not gonna go. He's not gonna go all the way. You know, all the way to him is like 8 feet out.
Sometimes he's right there.
He could. He could.
Left, man. You got it.
Yeah.
This. You're laughing, Murph, because like he's never gonna do that.
Yeah, like that. That's his shot. I don't care where he is. He's taking that little
fadeaway.
Yeah.
The other day he had a layup and he like dribbled. He took like two dribbles out.
I think he's done it a couple times in the playoffs with Mikal Bridges where he has a layup and he'll dribble past the rim to fade away on the other side.
Serious?
You know. Let's go Pacers chance. I appreciate the uniform choices, by the way.
Pacers wearing yellow for the first 4 games of the series.
I appreciate that.
But at least I like the Knicks are wearing colors on the road, not a white on the road.
Gold at home is acceptable, I think. Just white, gold, and under certain circumstances, black if you're like the Nets.
I'll be honest, you shouldn't wear gold at home unless you're the Lakers.
It looks better than their white uniforms, to be honest. So I guess.
The Pacers?
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah, the whites are terrible.
I don't disagree.
And one. Come on, Cat.
Oh. There we go.
There's a Mitch rebound.
Great decision to start him.
Yeah.
There's a Mitch rebound.
It paid off because of that score.
There's a Mitch rebound, so he's got. I think that's his first.
Good, nice.
Is that a block?
Is that second block for OG? Wow.
Okay. I kind of like what I see.
I like the Knicks defense early.
It's still way too early.
Yeah, it is. Come on, man.
I was gonna say if Tyrese blocks him. See, with Indy, it's like you got to.
What's wrong? Is it a little strained or something?
He fell hard on the other side.
He did. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
actually, Brian. I forgot about that. Look at you out here. You out here praying for injury.
I'm not praying. You know.
Things happen. All of his arm.
I wonder how this is gonna go for the rest of the quarter. Like that's sort of the test for me. It's like, all right, when the Pacers get out their second unit, then what does the process look like for the Knicks?
The Pacers haven't been able to push that much right now. But Brian and I were talking about this before we started on air, and it's like Mitch with the pace of the Pacers could be interesting.
Wow, he missed both.
Cat with offensive board.
That's a little shaky.
Cat, did you have to force that? Jesus Christ.
Oh, terrible.
That's easy.
Step back for the three.
All day.
Usually don't see them like go forward for the mid-range and then step back again. Usually you just sidestep, you know? He has so much time.
I think the Knicks have had chances to make this.
Oh, come on.
That's hey. That's
he finally went.
That's as close all the way as you're gonna get.
He
And I will take it.
hesitated.
Oh,
so that you
man.
didn't want to take it. You made it harder.
He finally went to the rim, kind of, sort of, maybe.
Oh,
there it is.
Thank you.
In and out.
Let's go. OG looking shaky.
This is a typical Knicks Pacers start.
Let's see. You gonna hit this one?
Got him.
Okay.
That look good.
Take it back.
Let's go. Knicks needed this kind of start. I like this. I like the defense. Offense is pretty good. Dev says Pacers don't have any other jersey than these yellows, huh? I guess not. Not for. I knew they were going to wear them for the first 4 games.
That.
Oh, glad he didn't finish. Yeah, I do agree with Brian. The Pacers yellows are their best jerseys.
Yeah,
it's easily.
And not even close. Not even close. So I'm fine with it. And honestly, like, they keep winning in them. So they're probably, I don't know.
See, all this stuff with the stats you're saying is like they're due to lose. All I hear is
maybe
they're due.
History's made to be broken.
Yep.
But maybe they're bad in game threes.
Sometimes history is just history, you know.
Sometimes that.
Yeah, Pacers, there's a historical thing for you, a recent history. Pacers are 0-2 in game threes in the playoffs this year. I think most people
they weren't up 2-0 in both of them, were they?
Yeah,
they were.
Yeah. Milwaukee, they won both at home.
Okay.
Because they had home court. And that was when it looked like Giannis versus everybody, which is my fear in that series. Like, if Giannis doesn't get help, it's going to be Giannis versus everybody, and you're not beating the Pacers with one dude.
Right. Smith
and then Cleveland, they won the first 2 in Cleveland. Straight up stole the second one. They housed them the first game.
Come on, Bridges.
Come on.
Good defense, OG.
Surprised he didn't spin there. It's usually his go-to.
Man, get up.
He's laughing. Look at OG on Neesmith. Jesus.
Oh, that's tough for Cat.
Yeah.
Got caught on that switch. Cat was hustling his ass off to get over that screen, though. I'll give him credit there.
It's a good screen. OG cutting.
Nice.
Oh, they gave it to him.
And one.
Nice.
Let's go.
Oh, Mitch cleaning it up. Damn.
They took it away?
Are they going to review that?
I thought it was outside the cylinder.
Oh, they called timeout.
Timeout.
Yeah, see, Carlisle don't play, yo. He makes that same face every time.
Yeah,
It was out.
Yep.
That was out.
All right, that's 4 big points for Mitch on these putbacks.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Levis, are you feeling good? Are you still stressed? People watching, you still stressed?
Oh, they stressed. You better be stressed.
You're stressed?
You gotta be stressed. It's the first quarter.
Nah.
First of all, nothing even matters till the fourth.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Knicks could be up 25.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially with this team.
I'm saying, so why be stressed now?
That's true. I
You
guess.
see my way?
just let it
You
play
know
out.
the stressful times are coming. I
That's
agree
true.
with you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, why be stressed now?
Yeah.
Pacers are 2 for 10. 0 for 4 from 3.
You're not even gonna feel good. You could be up 15 with like 3 minutes. You're not gonna feel good.
Yeah, nah. Not after game 1. You ain't.
Look at what somebody tweeted me when I asked Knicks fans how they're feeling.
I hear that.
What they say?
Where's ours?
Oh, wow.
Shout
All
out to Al from Harlem. He said, "This is how I'm feeling. 125 proof. We're gonna win or die trying, guys. You might die drinking a whole bunch of that 125 proof. Woo!
I wouldn't know.
Oh man.
So 2 for 10. Pacers are shooting so far. Nobody has a turnover yet, which is interesting. Turnover battle hasn't been favorable to the Knicks, although they were better last game than in game 1. Game 1, it was getting away from them, especially late during that comeback and in overtime. Knicks 5 for 13 from the field, so they're not shooting awesome either, but they have 3 offensive rebounds. We talk about the rebounding battle this entire series and how the Knicks should clean up on the glass a lot better than the Pacers do. They're doing that again. They've won the rebounding battle both games, 10-6 so far, 3-0 offensive. So that's where we're at right now.
We'll see what they could do. John, our consistent viewer, says, "Hello, guys. Here we go again. Brick City Bridges." I mean, here's the thing. I keep saying, John, the one thing is his defense has been fine. He does need to make shots tonight, so I know we're going to be watching that. We might have a chance tonight, though. Foster the Extender is officiating. You know, I don't get into the officials too much.
I think the Knicks record was pretty good in one of the graphics I saw, but I don't know which one is real. Actually, you can look this stuff up, so let's find out. Not that it matters, because I really don't think referees. I don't. You know, like there might be a couple, and you know, if you believe certain things, Foster might be one of them.
Referees are upstanding citizens, man. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with Zach Zarba. That's my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in the refs for the most part. They might, you know, some of them might be bad at their job, but you know, I'm not buying all this
Let's see.
conspiracy theory stuff.
Nah, I don't buy that either. Dad says I won't be stressed until I will not be stressed until we're up 30. I mean, see, if Knicks fans want every game to be like Game 6 against the Celtics, stress-free.
Well, who doesn't?
I mean, you could play in the G League then, because that'll definitely happen if that's going to be the case.
Minnesota took care of business yesterday.
Oh yeah, they took
40-point fashion.
Knicks
I think
fans were signed for that.
OKC came out flat, and then they kind of just packed it. They were like, "All right, you know what? Y'all got it."
Yeah.
But I do buy into like the team that's most desperate, especially when you're up 2-0. Like, I don't care. It's probably not even possible to like gather enough desperation to come out with the same amount as the Knicks are going to have, or the team that's down.
It's hard to match that.
It's hard to match it. It's just not physical. It's not, you know, just we're humans.
And then human nature with a 2-0
Human
lead.
nature.
We got this.
If they don't, Murph, I'm looking at you the whole time.
I hear you. That just means it is that much better than the Knicks.
It's also when you get to these rounds, it's harder to sweep. Because now you're playing like everyone's legit once you get to the conference finals.
I like that Mitch contested got straight up.
It was their first offensive rebound.
There was like 2 feet between them.
Look at how fast they're moving the ball.
Cat. Wow. Went for the better shot.
Too easy.
Too easy. Yeah.
That's the right play by Siakam.
It's a great pass.
Barbershop Sports Talk. What up, guys? Evening fam. Love the change in the starting lineup. Allows Cat to play his natural 4 position. Helps slow down the Pacers, as we are seeing already. All right, fans are loving this lineup change.
Wonder how many minutes Mitch is going to wind up with too.
What's he been
Ooh,
averaging?
good cross.
Not 30, but they're going to need 30 plus tonight. I think he's only played 30 once this season.
That was the last game.
That's crazy.
Well, no, I mean like this entire season.
Yeah,
last game
that was the last game.
Last game he had,
He played
20.
30?
It was 29, but whatever.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
But there was a regular season game where he got to like 33, 32.
Was that the last game of the season against the Nets?
It was. I'm gonna check right now.
It had to be that.
The point is, he hasn't been doing
the Cleveland games. One of the last 2 games of the season.
He hasn't been doing it, but now it's the season's on the line. You know, so
interesting here too. The Pacers, because who's on the floor? Looking who's on the floor for them.
Same lineup.
Yeah. Okay.
No changes yet.
No changes yet.
It's probably gonna happen though soon. Carlisle. Okay, Mitchell Robinson. It was the last game against Cleveland, April 11th. He played about 33 minutes.
You know why? Because he didn't play against Brooklyn. So that was their next to last game. But that was his last game.
It was game 81. Yep. Yeah. And then last game, he's credited with 29 minutes and 20 seconds. So he's only played 30 minutes technically just once this season.
Because Cat didn't play that Cleveland game.
Yeah.
Brunson going to the line here. Cleveland's responded nicely. I'm wondering what the first sub will be. Oh, I see Josh Hart's coming. Is it for Towns? Yes, it is.
That's what I would have.
Towns.
That's what I would have done.
I was just saying. I wonder what the sub was going to be.
Towns has done nothing offensively yet.
I think
5 rebounds though. I think he has. He's been good on the glass.
My guess is Tibbs brings in Towns for Mitch in a couple minutes.
Yeah, I think you're right, Brian. This is what I wanted to keep my eye on.
Because otherwise, like, you're going to be too small unless you're bringing in Precious, and even then, you're going to be small.
Yeah.
Indy brought in Ben Shepherd.
I'm wondering when this sub comes from Mitch. That's also very interesting to me.
Yeah, Ben Shepherd and Obi Toppin are in.
So they've subbed 2. Knicks on.
Neesmith is out, and Siakam.
Good.
Oh,
and that was, it's possible.
That was nice.
Mitch switching up high.
He wanted the backdoor cut.
He did.
Yeah, it was a good cut by OG, but it was well defended. Obi, this is a good matchup for Mikhail.
Right here.
Yeah.
Step back, fade, pure.
Okay.
Woo. Okay.
Deep seal by Miles Turner. OG wrapped him up as soon as Miles Turner set the screen. And then Miles Turner just took him and was like, all right, I'm just going to shove you all the way into the paint and post you up. Hard seal, drew the foul. Deuce is in. Deuce McBride, who's actually had a pretty good playoff run, all things considered.
He's played very good since the Detroit series.
Yeah. He's very good in the Boston series, yeah. He gave them good minutes last game, even though he faded in the second half a little bit.
I thought his defense was really good.
That's off.
Yep.
Whoa.
A little hesitation.
They're starting to commit silly fouls off the ball.
Fatigue.
Speaking of, let's look at the foul situation. So Deuce has 2 already? Serious? Oh, that was definitely a foul on him. That's the second one. Deuce McBride has 2 fouls already. He just checked in.
Damn.
He hadn't even been for a minute. Both of them are like, look at this one. So look at him. He's like tied up with Miles Turner. Yeah, they're going to call that.
They're keeping him in too.
There's a 3. Yeah.
Man.
Knew he was going to make that one.
I thought you might get DeLon Wright minutes with Deuce having 2.
Who's in? Oh, no, Deuce is still in. Well, you could play Deuce with 2 fouls. Oh, Mitch couldn't finish that. You can't give Mitch the ball that far out. And there's another 3, and there's a lead.
Wow.
See how quick? You can't go to sleep on this team.
Timeout. I agree.
Yeah.
Stop this right here.
Good timeout. Ben Shepherd.
Shave that mustache.
Yo, we've been saying this.
I was saying last game.
Ridiculous.
Yo, I'm not here.
Look at that smile.
I'm not here for the solo stash at all.
No, not when it's that pronounced.
How's nobody in his family told him this is a bad idea?
They probably did.
Because it's in now. And dudes are just doing this again, you know? They are. I don't know why. I don't know who. This is the worst commercial on TV. Like,
It's not it, man.
it's the worst. The Will Ferrell. What is this? Is this Chase? No, this is PayPal.
Yeah, PayPal.
I was gonna say I like Chase, but I mean I like PayPal too, But still, this commercial stinks. Greg says he'll feel good when the Knicks. He says when the Knicks tie the series. We will see. And John says, did the team actually practice? Josh Hart lost his last assignment, 0 interest in boxing out. Hasn't been a great last couple games for Josh Hart, really. The first game was fine, but this one and last game was not great. And the tail end of game 1, he was one of the guys that looked absolutely gassed also.
Yeah, Knicks right now, bench -6 from McBride, 2 quick fouls, -4 for Josh Hart.
Dumb fouls too.
Yeah, that's that the Knicks can have. I do like this timeout by Tibbs. Tibbs, please do not. Well, there's 2 things I want to ask for Tibbs tonight.
Don't play campaign.
Yes, we don't want to see campaign no more.
I never want to see campaign. Like any team's ever been on, all of like the 2017. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yo, what's crazy is
what's crazy. He's been okay. Like, I don't want to just trash his whole career because he's made something out of it.
But
he's lasted in the league for a while.
No,
I thought that he played well enough at times this season as a backup point that he probably had earned himself another contract next season. I thought he played himself out of his contract with the Knicks.
He will be somewhere next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I do not think he will be here.
No, I don't think so
no. I could see him being on like a playoff team.
He always is.
But yeah, he just always winds up on one.
It's just that shot is so ugly, man. Even when it goes in, you're like, are you serious?
Nothing about it feels good when it leaves his hand.
I think if you're a Knicks fan, what you want is Kolek to like earn the backup point guard spot.
Seriously.
But we'll see. He needs to be given the shot to do that. But I would still. I've told you this. It's kind of you got to treat him almost like a young quarterback, where you bring in a veteran to compete with them.
Yeah.
I would still like bring in a veteran backup point guard who's not campaign, and be like, all right, Tyler Kolek, beat this guy out, then you get the backup point guard job.
But how's campaign defensively? You think?
Man, he gives effort. He's not terrible.
Yeah, I could see Kolek being a liability a little bit.
But he will be. And I'm not sure he could overcome that.
I remember the game he came in and he had to play when Payne got injured and Brunson was out. This was against the Clippers at the Garden. And James Harden as a good coach, Tyronn Lue was like, yo, we're going to put him in every action. And
Harden was going to kill like a rookie point.
There's no shame in that. Like, I'm not shaming Tyler Kolek.
But he would kill
most people.
What's his name?
Payne?
Cameron Payne.
Yeah. There's no shame in that. So I think Tyler Kolek has got to get better than that. And where I think he's already really good is his playmaking, his passing.
Yeah, I love him in Marquette. I love him in Marquette.
He just has to get better defensively. If he ups his game defensively,
if he could just survive defensively,
he could be campaign defensively. And there's time for that.
Because he's a really good playmaker. The shot also needs to be there. He didn't shoot the ball well this year, but he barely played rookie year.
But I think he's
not a natural shooter, really. He made himself into a shooter.
Yes.
Marquette over a few years.
So he's gonna have to do that in the league.
Yeah.
Like there's a pathway to him becoming a viable. I don't want to just compare, a white dude to a white dude, but like, could he have a TJ McConnell type of career?
We're so
you know what I mean? Like,
we're so lazy.
Could we do?
He has.
Do you know? Is there a black player you want to compare Tyler Kolek to?
Let me think.
CJ Watson.
No.
CJ Watson is like the baseline for backup point guard comparisons for the last 10, 15 years.
Ooh, what a shot by Brunson.
Let's go.
Again, the guy that I'm the least worried about on this roster in terms of bringing it night to night in a playoff game.
Don't call that.
Is that his third?
And this did it really happen?
Oh boy!
Did he trip over his own feet?
DeLon Wright.
You better play
DeLon Wright. They're gonna leave Deuce out there.
You can't tell me DeLon Wright is not a better player than Campaign.
He's a better defender. Offensively, depends. But
Greg said Pablo Prigioni for Kolek. I mean, if he was a defender, Pablo Prigioni was all right.
Low key. I like Prigioni. I like Prigioni, bro.
They're keeping McBride in here.
Might as well.
Yo, if he gets a fourth,
DeLon Wright is in. DeLon Wright is in.
Oh, DeLon
Wright is in.
He did it.
Campaign under 2.5 points.
Was it that shot off the top of the backboard?
You think I'm mad it came to that?
I think it came to that.
I took
That's
campaign
when I was
under
like, wait a second.
under
Why is he
2.5
in the
points
game?
before the start of the game. Hopefully, we don't see garbage
That's
time.
when he hit the top of the backboard. I was like, wait a second.
He's done. I was done when he dribbled out. All the way.
Oh,
Come on,
Got
man. You
blocked.
should have took a fadeaway.
that's why he doesn't look. DeLon Wright trying to pick up Hallie.
Put your hand up.
That's why he's in the league.
I like this. I like the line right.
All right. Y'all been asking for it. Campaign is mad as hell on the bench.
He's one of the
We
best
know he can play
defensive
Straight up,
guards
straight
that
up,
they
straight up.
have.
Come on, ref.
That's
What?
I thought this was the playoffs.
Let's see this.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
block.
that's clean. He got that with like 2 fingers.
I mean,
too.
I actually do like that Bridges
Ah.
actually tried to go all the way. He really actually tried to go off glass.
It's because their hands keep getting tied up. Why is someone wearing a
Yo,
NASCAR
if this
outfit?
ends up being like the DeLon Wright game,
He had one last year in the playoffs. I kept referencing it. It
Who
was
was he
against the Celtics. He was with Miami.
Miami.
17-point game.
See if Miami plays you. You know, you got.
They didn't have a lot of options, but they were playing him before that. To be fair, Spo liked him a lot. He was good in Washington before that. He was good in Atlanta. He had some moments.
Mm-hmm.
John said McCall playing like Payne on offense.
Uh-oh.
Atlanta, he was backing up.
Yo.
Atlanta, DeLon was backing up Trae Young, and then it got to the point where they started playing them together a little bit more because he was defending so
yeah,
well.
because Trae Young's so terrible on defense.
And one.
That's
one.
a foul.
Oh, good take, bro.
That's great use of his body there to draw that. Barbershop says DeLon Wright with a lot of exclamations, which is basically me once I saw DeLon Wright was in the game.
Yo,
I'm probably DeLon Wright's #1 supporter.
Tibbs. I wonder if Tibbs is gonna have. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's not interesting. It makes sense to go to DeLon Wright. This is big for DeLon.
This
Wright
is a matchup for him.
because Kenny.
You need defense.
I'm wondering if the Knicks do use another player off the bench, and would it be Payne or Shamit?
Or Precious if they
Or
want to go
Precious.
if they want to go bigger. I would go Precious.
Yeah.
I give Precious a shot.
I think he deserves a shot.
Definitely go him before Payne.
I feel like some of y'all
And
might go.
who did you
Floppy.
say? Payne and who?
Shamit? I said
I
Shamit.
don't want to see Shaman either.
You're done.
I've seen
You're done with
enough of
Shamit.
him over the years too.
No, because Precious could switch. I'd rather just go with the length and the potential to get even more rebounds. Like Shem has not been a good shooter this year. Wow, what a pass! Speaking of ugly shots,
Good board, Mitch.
oh my goodness, I thought he was gonna give him the ball.
I don't think Hart has a rebound yet, does he?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
The pass.
Good seal.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
an assist.
He had Ben Shepherd on him. That's great awareness by Mitch, who's still in the game.
Man, come on. Nice D.
Okay, DeLon Wright. See DeLon Wright.
There you
getting them
go.
pass lanes?
There's a steal.
Wow.
Damn, DeLon Wright low key cut.
DeLon in the corner.
I'm a little surprised that he hasn't played him until
Got
now.
him. Oh.
Only because he's a Tibbs style player. Like if DeLon Wright was a Bull back in the day, Tibbs would have played him. Not much you can do there.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Indiana. They just put anybody in the game. Bradley, didn't he just get there?
Yeah, but they listen. That's how we talked about this in the last game. That's how they're able to steal minutes.
Mm-hmm. No Thomas Bryant. They shelved somebody too.
Yeah.
So Thomas Bryant didn't. He's their campaign this series. Now they're going with Tony Bradley instead, who's bigger, who's more of a vet.
Please hit this. Nope.
Oh Jesus! I died on the rim. You don't like Josh Hart threes off the dribble.
No.
Good D.
Good D by McKell.
Oh my goodness!
Got it.
How do you let TJ
I
McConnell
don't
get that?
Yeah. Whose man was that? Was that Brunson?
I think Bridges contested.
Yeah.
Good pass.
Oh wow!
Nice. Finish that. Oh. He
Late
gave it
ball.
to him after the miss.
Pacers ain't gonna like that.
It was late, but it's the right call.
Calm down, Haliburton. Calm down.
Let's see. Look at that. Beautiful. Good seal. And then over here, unfortunately for DeLon Wright, also beautiful. Took the mismatch. Yeah, show this.
Pushed him.
I mean, from that angle, it didn't look like much, but from the side, it probably, yeah. Just contact. You could see Ben Shepherd's mustache from here. That shit is so distracting. Like, we're on the hard camera. We're not even, like, on, like, camera 4. You know what I mean? Or camera 6.
I feel like somebody that loves him has to tell him.
He's standing at the free throw line. You just see Astrid checks in. Hey, Astrid. Defense first quarter, Greg says. Defensive first quarter, my bad. I mean, by today's NBA standards.
Yeah, back in the day, it'd be like 20-17.
This would be high scoring.
Yeah.
For Knicks Pacers of 25 years ago,
True.
or 30 years
It'd be
ago.
like 17, 18.
We wouldn't get here till like 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
So Cat did come back in for Mitch.
Yeah.
You were right on that
Yeah.
in terms of rotation.
Yeah.
Mitch playing most of the first
We know
quarter.
a thing or two up here, you know?
Oh, it's too easy.
Yeah, he likes that in rhythm step back or sidestep shot. Look at Josh.
Okay, we'll take that.
That's what he does.
Man.
He's like a running back, man. I hope his game ages well. You know?
You know what I think could age well for him is if his shot ever gets a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like to the point where if he becomes like a 32% 3-point shooter, that's where I think Josh Hart could still be fine.
32?
Yeah.
I think it'll need to be higher than that. He definitely got fouled on that.
I'm just asking to be respectable when somebody wants to put a hand up. That's
because I think 32%. I think they're still leaving you open in the playoffs. That's my concern. This year it was 33.
You're probably right about that.
His career is 34.
You 34 career?
Yeah.
All right. He could step it up. We've seen guys.
The year before was his best season shooting from three.
How old is Hart now?
37.
30?
He is going to be third. No, yeah, he just turned 30 in March 6th. Damn. It's crazy. I mean, I do remember him in college.
Yeah, the Knicks are going to definitely have to steal some minutes.
That's crazy.
I feel like it's precious to chill with guys that might get some minutes here.
Unless they just roll with the 8.
Good defense.
That was a tough shot. That was good defense, though.
Yeah, DeLon Wright's played good defense.
Yeah, he's giving them decent minutes here.
I'm so happy that's not Cameron Payne in the game. I can't say it enough.
Yo, Cam Payne comes off the bench.
He might listen.
Cam Payne will hit a crazy 3.
He could start the second quarter.
Oh my God.
He could start the second quarter.
You're right, but he also can make 5 crazy turnovers. That Wright probably won't.
True. Oh my God.
Oh.
Lucky.
That looked like it went out on him.
That was like
Yo, and the books better not void campaign if he doesn't play. Because
they better not.
That under was because some of us didn't think he'd
They
play.
do that? They void
all right?
when guys don't play? Like
with stars, maybe. But like with the bench guy, I don't know if they will do that. Oh, that's a tough board.
Oh, good D.
Oh, look at DeLon.
Right. Don't call the foul.
Oh,
On who? On Towns? What stupid shit Towns did? Oh yeah, look, he's trying to keep his hands out.
I don't know if that's
and he's still making body contact. DeLon Wright made such a good play.
I didn't even see much contact there.
It was a side. Like, I think it looked worse like in live because they're running full speed. Is that Roy Hibbert?
That is.
Holy shit!
He's an Indiana legend.
Yeah, this is true. Georgetown legend.
Yeah,
Georgetown legend.
My guy, Final Four, baby.
Yeah. He had a game-winning 3 against UConn, I think.
It's not good juju when Roy Hibbert's in the building. I hope he's not sitting close to this end because that's where he blocked Melo.
There was one time Dan Le Batard was having a conversation with Stephen A. Smith, and Roy Hibbert was doing so great at the point where he was asking him, like, who would you rather have for the next 5 years, Roy Hibbert or Tim Duncan?
Whoa,
at that point.
That's crazy.
This was old. Tim Duncan was older.
I still think that's crazy.
And it was like at work. Yeah.
I still think that was crazy.
And it was like a debate. What the hell? Wow.
OG put up that shot.
Not a great ending to the
You remember when you was playing NBA Jam back? You took the far shot and it was like a 3/4 court and it would just go up. You hold it and then the guy would shoot it from the side. That's what it looked like.
Pretty good start, and then they messed it up at the end.
That's a quarter where I felt the Knicks needed to push more to get some separation. This is what's going to concern the Knicks fans. Now, Brunson's gotten to the line 6 times. He's hit all 6 free throws, 11 points, 2-6 from the field. Knicks haven't shot the ball well yet in rhythm. Bridges, 2 shots. He's got 4. Mitch has 6 points and 4 boards. He's been strong. Miles McBride has done nothing because he played for like a minute.
3 fouls?
3 fouls. 3 fouls in 1 minute.
That sounds like some campaign
Really? He has
stuff.
1
It
minute?
sounds like some cat stuff. He played 1 minute. I think it's probably 1+, one and change, but
probably
regardless.
something like that.
Knicks shooting 35% from the field, so they got off to a decent start. Not a great start, but better than this. They've really tailed off. They made 3 of their last 10 from the field, so that's not ideal. 2 for 9 from 3. Their free throw shooting is helping, and the rebounding, they're losing the battle now. So they were just ahead. I think it was 10-6 I said a minute ago. Or correct me if I'm wrong. 14-11 Pacers now. If the Pacers are winning on the glass, then the Knicks are going to be out of bullets unless they start making everything.
Yeah, this is the first time the Knicks have been trailing in the first quarter of this series.
That's a good
So-
sign then.
Something
No
has to change, right?
turnovers for the
Mhm.
Knicks. 35%. You're only down 4. That's okay.
That's not ideal. Offensive rebounds, 3-2, but it was 3-0. So the Pacers have gotten a couple in a row. They're limiting. I mean, this was the key down the stretch. They've started to limit those second chance opportunities. Also, this is a stat I don't like. 2 assists for the Knicks so far.
Yeah,
That's it.
the offense has looked a little bit too. That's what I meant by the concern about Brunson. He's already got a lot of free throws in his 11 minutes. I know that looks good, but then he's taking 3 3-pointers. But how much has he dominated the ball and not getting others around? Like there was some possessions that didn't look good with Brunson just dribbling. You that one where he dribbled, he got the ball knocked away with 2 seconds left. The Knicks got to spread the ball. The offense is this. I think defensively they've been actually okay, except for securing some rebounds. But yeah, and this is what John says in the chat. And John and I are on the same page. We need ball movement, man. No adjustments were made. Can't stay with the BS of everyone. Move a D. Oh, move a D. He means let JB ISO hasn't worked in the first 2 games. I do agree with him. I thought the Knicks went to that too much down the stretch. When we sat here for game 1, when Mill was here with us, we talked about that period after they went up 14. They had 3 straight possessions where it was ISO Brunson, and it was like, you can't do that. The Knicks have to get other guys involved. They have to try to get opportunities in transition when they can, I think. But
Yeah.
it's been a little too heliocentric for my liking.
It looks like Shamit's going to get in the game. He's entered the box score.
Oh man, that means he is playing now.
That means campaign is absolutely
He's
kicked to the
absolutely
curb.
out. DMPCD for campaign. Looks like what it would be.
Huh. All right. Well,
Yep, Landry Shamet has entered the box score.
we said this, like, they're going to have to
But I knew they were going to have to steal minutes with somebody else.
They have to go 9 deep.
Yeah.
Against this team, especially, and in a series that's every other night, you have to go 9 deep. You just have to. See what Jalen Brunson said here.
Shamet is in the game.
So many times AD tries a fast break during this interview. Wow. First quarter for the Knicks with no turnovers this entire playoffs.
That's encouraging. Cat.
The entire drive, Shamet is behind trying to get the steal until Turner pulls Cat too far away. And then he's just
That's
like,
too
you know
much.
what?
See, that's where that foul. See, that silly foul hurts Cat. That foul doesn't make me mad. It's the dumb one of him bumping Nemhard.
Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. Like, Cat, like, you're defending Miles Turner decent enough. You gotta see the steal coming from behind. Landry Shamet was trailing the play.
I think they got OG on that one. I think. Because the Cat still has 1. Because OG reached in. Get that.
Missed
Nice.
both.
Okay. Give us that foul. Thank you.
They did. That's a dumb foul by Evan Turner.
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner. Yeah, Evan Turner. Shout out to Evan Turner.
Turner,
Tweeted
yeah.
at us last game. Shout out to Evan Turner.
Yeah.
Evan Turner he made some comment about how if the Nassus had Josh Hart's minutes, he could be putting up the same production.
Stop it.
Yeah. He did say he was wilding, though. He did say he was
He
wilding.
was
So
wilding.
I can't even he did say it. I said, yo, he's tripping on that, and he commented.
What Final Fours Thanasis has been to?
That's a nice-
And 1.
No, that was right.
God, you gotta be.
That was right with the pass.
That's Nick.
Sorry, that was my bad.
These dudes are missing bunnies.
Yeah,
Multiple.
They're right. Damn, how did I not go for
Look at the
DeLon
lawn.
right?
Look at the lawn.
I thought he was gonna hit hard.
Yeah.
That's where I
Yeah.
thought he was gonna go.
Nemhard probably could have gotten that.
Yeah, that's true.
Told you he was going to
What's
shoot.
going
Oh, here we go.
And one right there.
Oh,
Come on, bro. Come on.
He looks so out of control, man.
That's why Miles is like, yo, I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna duck my head.
I hope he does it to himself.
Yeah.
Good
Good defense.
Rebound.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Cat's been good on the boards. That's really
Delon's getting minutes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Got him. Oh.
He loves
A
that.
little deep.
He loves that shit. Look at Josh Hart.
Oh, no stupid fouls.
Oh wow. That pull up where his hands are like all the way up here. I don't even know how you shoot like that. I could never do that. Look, he wants to shoot this shit again.
Nice move.
Yeah. He wants to call so bad. Now DeLon's trying to pressure 94
Yeah,
feet.
he is.
Oh, that's a mismatch.
That's off. Ooh.
Yo, Miles Turner's he's looking for the mismatches. He did it to Brunson earlier. See, Campaign would be shooting this shit right now. That's an offensive foul. How many times we gotta say it? You can't scream with your ass out like that and moving.
What is this guy like? I've never seen somebody
Look.
make such stupid fouls.
But this is why when they traded for him, you were like,
That
oh,
was my
no.
concern. I was trying to say to people, it's
Yeah.
not that I thought he was soft. I always thought that is a dumb. He's got two, right? Because
Yeah.
he didn't get that because he got the other.
He and
ball.
OG have two.
This has always
Deuce
been my
has three.
concern. It's like now we need you now in this game. We need you to be on the court. And I don't think Cat's defense has actually been that
Good
bad
D,
in
good
this
D.
game. Oh,
Oh,
damn.
grab
Right
the
almost had
ball.
another steal.
He's rebounding too.
He's
That's the other
rebounding. I don't think his defense has been bad in this game, but like
Cat?
awareness. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, but overall he's an atrocious defender.
He is. To be also fair, Indiana hasn't attacked him that much in this game.
But he doesn't get out on the threes.
Nope.
It's terrible.
Very slow-footed. There's a mismatch there. Hard on Siakam.
Okay, right here. What are you doing with it? He's going
That's a decent
right
close.
over. That's over Cat.
Mm-hmm.
You can't close that gap. Come on, man.
Oh boy, Shamit with the ball now.
No.
That's a good shot.
God, he's been off today too.
Oh, what a pass!
Why did he step up there?
Now
Jesus.
it's danger zone right now.
Yeah, is that 8 or 10? That's 8.
Why did Cat step up after he missed a shot instead of turning around and get back on defense? That's what I don't understand. Knicks offense looks stuck in mud too. Look. Why? Why is he going to Matthew?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. Why are you pressuring the ball?
Why would you
Yeah,
pressure the ball
It's a
there?
great call. Yep.
Why? Like that's what allowed Siakam to streak down. Like that. If I'm a coach, what are you doing? Why would you go to Matthew there? There's nothing you're going to do there.
That's like frustration. Like
Yeah.
I missed a shot and go like
I'm gonna try to
foul
get
the
it back.
shot. Yeah.
That's Park shit. But like it's the playoffs. I don't know, guys. I think DeLon Wright needs more help.
He damn sure
man.
does.
John says get Cat off the court. Cat's defense has been bad. I'm sorry. You can let McConnell pull up that easily. You can't let McConnell pull up that easily. He has
Look,
to
Cat's
close out.
defense is what it is, though. He's not closed out. We just talked. He's slow-footed. I agree with what John is saying, but it's not going to happen with
This
Cat.
is a tough defensive series for him.
Yeah, you
tough
gotta
one.
hope. Like you gotta pray, John. Whomever you pray to, you gotta pray. It's not like Cat's gonna magically become. You know what I'm saying? He's not even gonna become Mitchell Robinson overnight.
What you do need is for him to hit his shots. Because all that other stuff he does, he's going to do. He's going to commit bad fouls. He's going to play bad defense.
Except he's not doing that, to your point.
He has to give you offense to be valuable, period.
Yeah, but he's giving you 4 points and 6 rebounds. 4 points, and what is he shooting?
And don't forget, he
2 of
missed
7.
a layup or two also. Like, it's not there right now. Like, is this moment too big for him?
Pacers winning the rebounding battle is surprising and also not good for the Knicks.
Doesn't bode well for the Knicks.
Shooting 15 percentage points higher, like that's the thing. You can't let them outshoot you and out rebound you. Like that's what's gonna build their lead. The Knicks have to. It feels worse than 38-30 for the Knicks because of like where this
In a
seems to
game
be
where they don't have
heading.
a turnover. but they've actually taken care of the ball.
I know it's
They
early,
still have a
but
turnover, right?
it's early. But if they lose this game, you
One.
come back with the same team.
Oh.
It's early.
If they lose the series,
If they lose this game, well, if they lose the game, they lost the series.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Most
So-
likely, yeah.
You come back. You come back with the same team, or as a fan, do you want them to come back with the same team?
no, they can't come back with the same. Like, what do you mean by when you say the same team?
Like Cat.
Like the starting,
That's what
I think he means like the starting five,
Yeah,
I don't think
which
they're
I think would probably stay.
I think the starting five is
to
going to stay. I
Mhm.
don't think they're going to change. I think the tweaks will be depth, margin tweaks in depth, and I think the other change that could come is coach,
That's part of the team. That's what I was thinking.
part of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Even well, if you get swept,
I-
we were saying if he gets swept in round 2, then
But here's the thing: you have to look. What you're going to have to look at and say is, let's say the series doesn't go well for the Knicks. They lose in 4 or 5. You're going to look at it and say, "Yo, you built your team to beat the Celtics." As we were talking about, you made up this point in the last game. You did it, but how do you match up with the Pacers? And do you have 2 things to beat the Pacers? Do you either have you don't have the depth? We know that's the answer. You have to address that next year. And then the second thing is, do you have the requisite coaching to level up against Carlisle? And the reason, what I'll say to that is, a lot of people talk about stuff with Tibbs. Tibbs is a good defensive coach. The fact that the Knicks have 2 poor defenders and he had them 13th in defense this year is good coaching.
Right.
Whether y'all like it or not,
No.
it is,
Right.
right? They've put 2 poor defenders in the starting 5. They're their best offensive players. But the offense still looks like it's stuck in 1994.
I guess
Can you find a better offensive mind that can help you change things? It's a fair question. And I think the front office is going to have to evaluate all of that.
I don't know. I guess my question would be like, okay, what levers does he have to? That's a great dunk by OG. What levers does he actually have to pull? And where are you finding a coach better than Tibbs?
I'm not sure.
Like,
I don't know.
Those are the 2 things that they're gonna have
you
to
have
answer.
to make sure you got to be right on it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You have to be right on
Like
it.
people would say Michael Malone, and
I'm not sure that's that much of an upgrade as people think.
I don't know.
Right.
Taylor
It's
Jenkins.
similar,
also.
actually.
Yeah, similar. Actually, I agree with that. I think people only say not because Mike Malone, they're like, he's from New York. Like that's gonna make you coach better.
Oh wow!
I'm
Again,
mad as hell.
attacking the mismatch. Yo, this thing with Michael Malone also is like, I mean, he's not coming with Jokic,
Right.
so
Right. But nobody talks about that.
like, and
I'm not saying Michael Malone isn't a good coach.
and I don't know if Taylor Jenkins is that
We
answer
need something
either.
to sham it.
But it's crazy. He's playing these guys now. How do you wait? And I'm not a Tibbs basher, even when it comes to like his rotation and all that. But how?
But you might be making the point I've been making.
But like you're doing it now, so you should have done it before.
This is what I always say during the regular season when people talk about the minutes. It's not about injuries. It's never been about that for me. It's about having guys ready in case this stuff happens. This is the point I've been making. So that if you have to in a game 3, play Landry Shamet, these guys can be ready.
Because we know,
Like, don't be late to adjust.
Look
That's
at this
basically
series.
What you're saying.
If Landry Shamet was on Indiana, he would get burned. If DeLon Wright was on Indiana, he would get burned. Like I'm saying,
I think he's assuming the place is
I'm
somebody.
saying like if they were on his team instead of like whoever
Yeah.
they play 10 guys.
Like they would. I get what you're saying.
Our friend Gerard always says this. You have guys on a roster, use them. I tend to agree with that. They're there to be used. You got to say, and because I know somebody in the chat said we're talking about beating Indiana, but that's who you're going to have to talk about next year. Boston's going to take a step back. You got to talk about Indiana and Cleveland and Knicks. That's who it's going to be. And I'm not trying to get deep into next year.
And also, Detroit and Orlando are going to be looking around being like, how could we upgrade?
Right.
Because those teams have foundations. Orlando was super banged up this year. If they weren't, they could have gotten a top 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah. But look. And I mean, I'll believe in trusting them when they can score because they can't.
Yeah. But their defense is already like legitimately championship level. They just can't score for anything.
Shamet.
That's a big shot by Shamet.
Wow.
They needed that.
That's why he's back in the league.
No, let's say it's early.
He's only made 1.
It's early.
It was more than I thought.
Honestly, I'm glad they didn't put his props up. I would have taken his under 2 and I would have lost.
Poke away. Knicks ball.
What?
It's backcourt.
Yeah, you can't touch it. What are you doing?
They look like soccer, like somebody trying to get the corner.
Yeah.
I don't understand what that was right there.
Why did Miles Turner die for it?
Imagine it would call.
Was he trying to kill time? What?
I guess.
Carlisle, he's had the same face the entire series.
Jim Carrey looked like.
That's funny.
Same face, same eyebrow raise. Also, that's such a weird. I don't know why Miles Turner's
That's gonna
down
be
for
a
that
foul.
either. That's on Turner.
Yeah.
That's a calf foul. It's a calf foul, Miles. It's crazy how Miles Turner's been with this team for 10 years.
He caught an elbow. Barely.
Who's getting ready to check in? Oh, Brunson.
You sound like you was excited to see some Precious Achiuwa.
Nah, if he hasn't played yet.
Yo, Brunson was so annoyed.
I think he scored on him that play.
Yeah, Greg says in here, I've been saying it all year, play the guys. This is what we're talking about. And so, Brian, I hear you, bro.
About what?
About the fact that you might not find somebody who's a better coach than Tibbs. And I don't disagree with you on that point. I think it's fair to bring up that
But
point.
I know where you're going.
But what I'm questioning is, do you find somebody
better for this roster?
That's what
we were talking about. Yeah.
And it just might be better for the roster, somebody who will play 10 deep.
Yeah.
It just might be better. But
I think that's fair.
Especially if you're going to go against Cleveland, especially if you're going to go against the Pacers, Detroit, who plays a little deeper. Modern NBA, you got to play deeper. This old school stuff about play 8, trust 7.
No,
yo, man,
that's playoff. That's playoff stuff. Maybe you can get away with, but like
Carlisle's not doing it in the playoffs.
But that's the thing. Like OKC
Mark
doesn't
Daigneault's
either.
not doing the playoffs.
Yo, remember when we were watching Knicks Thunder? We did a show either the day before or the day after. We were talking about this, and the reason the Thunder won that game to me
day before we had Josue on. I remember this.
Yeah, because they pulled away late because in that game we looked at all the minutes and it's like, look, they're going 10 deep, like legitimately 10 deep, and the Knicks went 8 deep and they were playing their starters more minutes and they looked gassed at the end. Same thing happened against the Bulls around that time.
Yeah, there was a back-to-back. They lost those 2 games. They lost the next night to the Bulls.
Yeah, there's probably several losses on the record this year.
They blew a big lead. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have, again, I think Tibbs is a really damn good coach. Tibbs is a top 6 to 7 coach in the NBA.
Yeah, I was going to say 7, 8, yeah.
Yeah, but that might not be, it might be good enough to just get you to the conference finals. This roster might need a little bit more modernization to it. And for all the people out there that love Mike Malone didn't want to play the kids in Denver too. It gets nasty because he won a championship, but that's why him and Calvin Booth clashed, because he didn't want to play young guys. And his team was burnt out too.
Do you think they can get away with it? Like, let's say they can't find or don't want to replace Tibbs or can't find a Tibbs replacement. Do you think they can get away with doing like what you would do in football, where it's like you bring in the coordinator, so to speak. You bring in like a top assistant, like an associate head coach.
So some people here have said Johnny Bryant, who has ties with the Knicks before. I've seen that. Some people said Sam Cassell, who's long time seemed like he should have got a shot. Why not? Could we get somebody in the G League?
It ultimately has to be. If you're going to go that route, I think you're ultimately going to have to find someone who Tibbs is going to listen to. That's really the key.
I can't see Tibbs like.
Oh, you're talking about bringing somebody to help Tibbs.
Yeah.
You're talking about a new. You're talking about.
I was talking about going with a coach.
No. I'm talking about like. I see what
you're saying. You hire somebody to move up to be the associate coach.
Yeah. The associate head coach, someone who Tibbs would listen to, who would be like, "Yo,
who's he listening to?"
That's the thing.
That man ain't listening to nobody in a long time.
That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
We seen him go back and forth with Rick Brunson. On the bench sometimes.
He ain't listening to Rick Brunson. I'm not saying you should listen to Rick Brunson.
Right.
I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to Rick Brunson. I'm just saying he's not listening to Rick Brunson.
Brunson's the only one to talk to him, seems like. On the sideline.
John said this. He said, here's my thing with Tibbs. What's the point of drafting anyone? He rides with 6 or 7 guys, heard on a former players podcast, no other players want to come here to play for Tibbs. I think there's guys that either you're
I need more context. Who's the former player that said that?
Yeah, also, people coming to New York. Like this.
Yeah. People come to New York when the Knicks are good, and also people go where there's money. So if you know, like people talk to their agents.
I think people want to come and play with the Knicks, and I think the Knicks can get some guys because of their run here, which can be valuable for them. But the first part of what John said,
is that an ankle breaker with jab steps only?
Missing open.
It's open shot. I absolutely agree with him. Why draft guys if you're not going to play and develop them? Why, if you're not going to get minutes for Kolek or Dadier or some of these guys, what's the point?
And Dex, you said before, like,
I agree with John on that.
Tibbs has played rookies in the past, you know, like to his credit. Like he played.
I think the notion that he doesn't play young guys is wrong. It's that
He played Emmanuel Quickly as a rookie. He played Quentin Grimes as a rookie. He played Obi Toppin as a rookie and developed those guys, which helped the Knicks get other guys.
And with the Bulls, he did it with Jimmy Butler. He did it with
the notion that's just not true when people say that.
Mhm.
The notion is he doesn't develop the team to be as deep as they possibly can so they can be ready for the playoffs. And that's the stuff we're talking about. Got lucky there.
Yeah. Tough pass. Tough pass to handle. Here comes a fadeaway.
It looked like it.
What was that pass?
He's pulling.
Oh, there's a mismatch. Yeah.
Thank you. And one. Please don't tell me they call it offensive.
Why has Tyrese won a challenge?
What are we talking about?
What is Tyrese? Tyrese has been frantic.
No, that's not an offensive foul. He grabbed him. He did. He just immediately tried to sell it.
I think that's an arguable continuation.
That's a continuation.
He got the bucket.
They gave it to him?
Looks like it, yeah. They're down 5.
Yeah.
Good
Carlisle's going
challenge.
to challenge?
It should be a lost challenge.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to lose his challenge.
He grabs him.
I'm surprised Carlisle actually
First of all,
challenged
he pushes him, grabs him.
That's grabbing him right there, and then he tried to sell it.
Oh, that's why. Oh, okay. Carlisle's been really good with his challenges. It'll be interesting to see if they call.
This one is definitely not.
If they call Towns, like, I'm surprised they used it early, but Carlisle must really think he's going to win this. We'll see. He's been really good with challenges.
Still split second, you know? Like, he didn't have that much time.
That's time. Look at it. Barbershop Sports Talk says the Raptors hired Nick Nurse after Atlanta's course with Dwayne Casey. The Rose, look what happened. Granted, they had Kawhi, but still don't tell me ain't no other coaches out there. Listen, man, and
then it ran its course with Nick Nurse, and honestly, I mean,
whatever. They got a title. Who cares? You have a title, nobody cares.
With some injury luck, but yeah, it worked.
Hey, you gotta people act like
I do think
you got lucky to win titles.
No, I get it. I think Nick Nurse is a little bit of an overrated coach.
I don't disagree with you, but he might have been what the team needed at that time to get him over the top.
From Dwayne Casey, yeah, I would agree with that.
If Captain had traded and he had an option, for example, he wouldn't sign here as a free agent to play for Tibbs. I don't know. How do we know that?
Cap played with him before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think did he enjoy his experience? I don't know.
Maybe not. He was younger. I don't know how he feels now. I mean, it's, and
he's had a good season, really. Better than I thought he would have this year. Regular season, I thought.
And Johnson, no offensive pass to the pass. He needs to play him now. I agree with you. I think he should have been playing some guys like Dadier and Kolek during the season to get them reps and develop them.
I don't
disagree with that part.
And we were saying he should have went to Hawk sooner.
And you're in the regular season now. I don't know how you don't play Kolek and you're playing campaign.
I agree.
Every game.
I agree, because what are we going to learn about campaign? But Kolek could have gotten better throughout the season.
Right.
Is he going to mess up some possessions, some defensive rotations? Of course he's going to mess up.
See, that's
we might have caught him first with that.
And then he ripped his arm a little bit.
But,
they might actually
see that again.
We'll see.
But it's the foul initially on the grab by
he's pushing him there.
He swipes there and then grabs like.
It's not enough to overturn.
I
don't think you overturn that on the floor. That's what he's saying. The early contact was on the floor.
This is a big challenge. Successful challenge. Wow.
That's crazy.
So he gets an offensive foul.
His contact was marginal now. Okay.
3 for Karl Anthony Towns. Yo, Carlisle again. Yeah, with the challenges.
I think
that's a bad one for the Knicks, because now Towns gets his 3rd.
Yeah.
On what was I don't want to say momentum building.
Look at Haliburton. Look at him flopping. Look at him flopping for the inbound. Cat's coming out. Mitch is coming in.
Here comes Mitch. Mitch, by the way, no fouls so far. His plus minus is exactly 0. But I think the move to stardom, the slow start, if you want to call it this, it's not on him. I would say there are other factors. Mitch has been fine.
Mitch has been fine.
Yeah.
Josh Hart has.
He hasn't been amazing, but he's
Josh Hart's been okay.
He hasn't killed him. Here we go. Mikal. Oh wow, he got OG.
Oh man.
Yeah, that is a tough shot. Former Celtic.
That's it.
It sucks because the Knicks had
huge overturn of that call.
Yeah, because the Knicks had a chance to get it down to 4.
Yeah, 4-9.
Well, see, it would have been 5 and they had a free throw if they had called a continuation.
You got to blame Cat on that one too. Because the way he just rips his arm, like that's why I was like, oh, they might actually win this.
Need this. God, Bridges can't hit shit.
I thought.
They don't give him that.
I thought Scott Foster is not doing a lot of extending so far
extending my
in this game.
Right.
He
and he had the opportunity. Hit this, please.
Oh my goodness, Bridges. Look, that's why Mitch is in the game. That's a good closeout by Toppin.
They're looking desperate already.
That was a really good closeout by Toppin.
Not in a good way, like taking desperate shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. No. Yo, his court vision is crazy.
Offensive foul?
Did they count it? Yep.
Did that go in?
Brunson's 3.
I don't think that went in. Did it?
I thought it
I can't even tell from here. Oh, here we go.
3 on Brunson and Cat. And counts.
Is it going?
He reached.
No,
it didn't.
It looks like he met Neesmith first.
Greg says, not looking good, fellas. Knick offense is out of sorts. Yes, it is.
I think it straight up just looks bad. And defensively, it's like they're just getting beat in a lot of different ways.
They're not playing well offensively. Like
see, Brunson has his hands all over him. That's the problem there.
Yeah, it's a foul. There's no doubt it was a foul.
Yeah, I thought the other one, he obviously was trying to draw a charge there. Which, you could argue about that one. But that one, he has his hands on him. They're committing a lot of dumb fouls. They look like a team that's just searching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this was my question. It's like, do they have answers for the Pacers? I'm not sure what,
right now, the answer is no.
I'm not sure what else they can do other than just make shots and play better. Like, that's kind of where we were at after last game. It's like, whatever adjustments you have, you have to make shots and just play better.
That's good. Nope.
Bridges can't hit a damn thing.
Reggie Miller? Are you kidding me?
Travel? No. Oh my goodness.
I know Knicks fans are going to complain about the refs, but the Knicks are doing a lot of dumb shit. Like a lot of dumb shit. And then over here, you're definitely not getting a foul because you're fading away.
Oh, they got the ball back. It must have. Oh my God.
They gave it right back. Here's a pass.
Uh-oh.
Oh! And then not the pass I thought he was going to throw.
He was going left.
Oh. Yeah, me too.
Knicks have to get this under 10.
They have 5 timeouts, so.
Or at least not let it get to 20. That's what's scary.
Tyrese.
Yeah, be quiet, man.
Tyrese got to relax, bro.
Is his father in the building? Did they let him back in?
I don't think they let him in games no
Look
more.
at this. What a fucking pass. One hand, too. That's pretty disrespectful.
Oh my God.
That was a walk-in 3 on Bradley. Bradley just gave it to him, too. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is starting to feel like game 4 of Cavs Pacers. Oh my goodness.
They should have took a timeout when it was 15.
I agree.
Like, what are we doing?
I even thought 13.
You called it, says it's timeout.
Yo. I know a lot of people don't like that dude, but
What's the line, the money line? On the Knicks.
Plus 700.
Yeah, that's really all you're like. Yeah. If you're a Knicks fan, that's all you're holding out hope for at this point. Is like, are they going to go on one of their comebacks? But you're against another team that's
early enough
that finishes strong.
The Knicks went down from potentially being down 4.
So how did the Knicks assemble this run? Like, how do they actually do it? They're not getting stops. They're not hitting shots.
They definitely got to hit shots. Period.
Your two,
like they're missing shots they should hit.
Your two all-stars are halfway to fouling out.
I mean, Brunson's not even playing well. The one guy you thought would show up.
Mikal can't make shit. Like where are you going right now? Mikal's 2 for 9, 0 4 from 3. Karl Anthony Towns 2 for 7, 0 for 2 from 3. Brunson 2 for 8. I mean, Bridges, Towns, and Brunson.
They can't hit the three.
They're 6 of 24.
Nobody's
combined.
Yeah, nobody's played good.
That's 25%, if I'm not mistaken. Team shooting 34%, 17% from 3.
It's not going to get it done.
This is what I was nervous about before the series, where I was like, ugh, I don't know.
This is terrible.
Yeah, crowd is super live.
You know what they're going to say, though? If they go down, they're going to be like, oh, Tibbs wore out the team. That's going to be the narrative. They didn't have they looked listless in game 3.
There's again, I
thought they came out with fine energy in the first quarter. They've had it. This is a terrible second.
Tibbs isn't shooting 17% from 3.
Word.
Like that's really what it is. It's like,
Word.
Look, Tibbs played DeLon right. He even gave Shamet some minutes. He made the change to the starting lineup. Like, I think he's searching and he's kind of doing what he could. There are some other tweaks where, like, yes, he could have called the timeout sooner. There are a couple things he could have done sooner.
I would have called the timeout at 15.
But he's not why they're losing this game.
No, they've shot badly. They haven't taken care of the ball in this quarter. I don't know how many. They had no turnovers in this coming quarter. And they have now 5.
The Knicks are just getting punked. That's it. Yes. Like, that's really it.
It's not that. Coaching is not that. Like, I think we like to be, it's easy. You didn't have – we weren't prepared. Like, no. What do you think? Tibbs was sitting around not doing nothing the last night? No.
Yeah, like, I don't think – but that's what I was saying.
Players have to execute, man. They're not executing. You guys got to switch. For the people who asked for the lineup change, you got to switch. Again, it's still – you can
an expanded rotation.
The players have to execute.
Yeah, like
at the end of the day, the players have to execute.
Yeah, you're getting outplayed by the better team right now. That's it.
There's no easy button. You're not pushing a button.
Offensive.
Oh my goodness.
Again, he did the same shit Towns did earlier. Look, people are going to complain about
disaster of a quarter.
People are going to complain about the officials and people are going to complain about the coaching, but the Knicks are just doing dumb shit. Like, that's all it is.
5 turnovers in this quarter. I'd love to know what the points off the turnovers are here.
Mm-hmm. Feels like they went coast to coast on the majority of them. Knicks first half ain't gonna cash.
Knicks nothing's gonna cash.
Look at that, wide open.
Was that
That's a foul.
Who took that? Bradley?
No, Ben Shepherd.
No, Ben. No. Shepherd almost got the rebound. Who took the 3 though? Was it Bradley?
It looked like him.
I don't remember.
If he'd
we got to stop closing up on Ben Shepherd, bro. Like, we got to stop doing that. This mustache is killing me. Like, look, you have a chance. Go on a run.
You have to close these 2 minutes strong.
Do it. You put together an 11-2 run right now. You're still in this.
I'll take a 6-0 run. Okay, I'll take a 6-0 run.
Josh Hart not ready for that pass. Oh, OG cut. They missed him. OG and look at this.
That's a tough shot.
And OG and Mitch are in the same spot on the other side of the court.
That's a big shot by OG.
They hit something. They get under 15. That's all I'm asking for right now.
I think you gotta get it 12 or under. Oh, that was
OG had that. Look at that. Too easy.
Too hard.
He knew he was gonna fake that. Yeah.
Foul.
Stepped out.
Brunson 4.
No way.
Brunson 4. He's mad, but like let's see the replay.
He bumped him. Yeah, that's a foul.
Yeah, like even if Nembhard was like flailing a little bit, like look at how close he gets.
Poor technique.
Yep.
You're not cutting him off.
Nope. Knicks, the Knicks have been. You can talk about the refs. The Knicks have been, playing defense, as Clyde would say, with their hands, not with their feet. They're not moving well. That's poor technique, like you said, Murph.
It's all been downhill. This is a terrible quarter. This is as terrible as a quarter as the Knicks have had this playoffs. Bad as a quarter as they've had. And now, because Brunson has 4 fouls, they're just going to go at him relentlessly. Why would you not?
Oh, stumbling and bumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see what they do here. Oh, they took Brunson off the floor.
Don't mess this up, Shaman.
Oh, you're gonna shoot.
How do you throw the pass when Mitch's back?
You said don't mess this up, Shaman.
He does.
He threw it at Mitch's back. Yeah, Reggie's right about that, actually.
Rebound. Nope.
Wow. The one spot. That Tony Bradley? Bro.
And that kills him because they could have got some momentum, tried to cut this.
How?
Defense.
How did he make that pass? Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get that. Josh Hart with a rebound. Check your props, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, they might get it to 15 or less. This is their dumbest quarter of the playoffs. And arguably their worst.
No, it's their worst.
From an execution standpoint, yes. Not from a pure point standpoint, but I agree, Dex. Floater.
Nice pass.
Okay, good extra pass. I like that. There you go. All right, so they got 2 threes. Wing stop.
No, you can't give up.
Can't give up anything.
Or anything.
I said I would
can't foul.
I said out of like 12, but
okay,
I'll take 13.
Relax. Hand up. That's it.
Relax.
Get out the way. Thank you.
I said 12.
As bad as that was, that's 13 is
They're
great.
lucky.
13 is great.
Brunson is 4. Carl Anthony Towns.
That was a disgusting quarter.
God, that's disgusting. Look, my face is like your face, Cat. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Look, you got to 13. That's in Knicks striking distance. But I'm going to tell you what. They got to come out. Because here's what I don't want to hear after this game. I don't want to hear nothing about we came out in the third quarter and wasn't focused. You just got your ass kicked in the second quarter. You can't hear anything about
they're not
focus.
focused in the third quarter. The game
What are we talking
Your
about?
season is on the line. Honestly, you lose this game. Like, what shot do you really have?
You don't.
No,
You're not
don't
beating the
have a shot.
Pacers winning
It's a
4.
wrap.
beating
Some
them.
people in the
Yeah,
chat
one
already
second.
said it's over. We hope you stay tuned with us in the second half. We're going to take a break. Hopefully, when we come back, the Knicks look a lot better than they did in the second quarter because that was terrible. Send us your comments. We will read them. We will take them when we come back on the second half. We're going to stretch our legs, get some water, all that good stuff. We'll be back with the second half on the New York Got Game. Knicks live watch party. Don't feel like a party, but we'll be back soon after this.
All right, welcome back. Knicks down at the half, 13 points, and we feel like they're lucky to be down 13 here at the half. They're very lucky, 58-45. We'll see what they can do. They got to come out right. We don't hear nothing about they don't have any energy, all this other stuff. They got to come out right here. Dexter Henry, Brian Fonseca, our guy, the blackatologist Jamal Murphy, rocking with us here to watch Game 3.
Wow. Good recovery by Bridges there to close out on a 3.
Straight up.
That's good.
Oh,
Wow.
that
Was good defense by Towns.
It
was.
But Pascal Siakam is a shot maker. Look at Towns trying to post him up. Or he was.
Remember, Brunson with 4.
Yep. Off the screen. Catch.
Come on now.
Fouled.
That's his game right there. He's missing.
Turner has 3. He's playing well, but they can survive without him if he has to sit. Let's see. Yeah. He was in the area. Feels like Brunson's the only one that they have getting to the line consistently.
Yeah, I think this is his 7th and 8th free throws.
Yeah. OG is 0 for 2. Hart is 2 for 2. Forgot OG missed those 2 from earlier, which every point definitely matters in a game like this where you're trying to claw your way back. And the thing you worry about is if they do claw their way back, if they even do it, one. Do you waste all that energy doing it because you're not going deep into your bench?
I always say when you claw the way back, especially on the road, when you get close, you have to take the lead. If you do not take the lead, they push it back up to 6, 7, it's deflating. So once you get there, you better take the lead because you got to put doubt in the other team. You got to make them have some fear.
Lineups are going to be super important because if the starters do it, then Tibbs has to keep them out there, and then they might just be too tired to close. But we'll see. OG has to, yep.
Good move.
I like that head fake.
Wow.
The Knicks needed a bounce.
Big shot.
He almost traveled.
Now it's 10 points.
Got to get stops.
Mm-hmm.
But how's the Knicks' defensive intensity and communication going to be here?
Not good.
How did McHale even get up on the get on the floor like that? Damn, Miles Turner's doing a really good job of just sealing hard in the paint. He's getting the matchup he wants.
Towns can't be as physical with him with the 3 fouls. That's the other thing.
Spin.
Rush that.
He's so off.
Yeah.
He didn't need to shoot that. I agree.
Rushed it too.
I agree. Double screen. Look at that.
Shooting this. Oh, surprise. Look at Cat.
He's going to get it back.
Good switch.
Yeah.
But now Siakam could take him.
Good defense by
Okay.
Cat.
Okay.
Yeah, he survived.
Oh, they bail him out? What's the
No,
foul?
Brunson got pushed.
Brunson got put. He was flailing his arms. I was getting ready. For the foul.
Cat moved his feet. It was a struggle. That was all-world struggle. Roy Hibbert has his jersey on?
He has a jersey on. I don't think that was his. He wore 55.
He did.
So that was
They
33,
probably
right?
honored him before the game.
Yeah.
I didn't see what was on his back. I got to see.
I mean, he's a Pacer great, you know. I don't know if they'll retire his number, but
Okay.
About time.
This is about the Knicks got to get stops, man.
oh boy. And they got to stop having
good
this
switch.
happen.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that to do that. Use that switch.
Good.
Or you can. Got to communicate here.
He wants
Good
Cat.
job, Bridges.
He wants Cat.
Yep, he got it.
Nemhard wasn't ready for that pass.
He wasn't.
I don't know how. Like, you're in the corner. What? And you play for the Pacers. Good look. Uh-oh.
I like the look, but this is dangerous.
Lucky.
Oh, is that on Towns?
Or is that on Bridges?
Towns, I think.
Uh,
And it's your fault. Box out.
Yeah, that could be so much. I
Look,
thought
he's
that
just
was
standing
going.
there.
Yep. Yup. He tries to put his hands up too. But it wasn't a deep protest, probably because he knows. Yo, what do they be wearing over there? What the hell? You saw that, right?
Who was that?
Towns has 4 points.
That's terrible.
I didn't even realize he
I
only
had
has
I had
4.
him over 21 and a half.
Why?
Oh, I didn't. I haven't taken the Towns prop all series.
Neither have I. Neither have I.
How are we doing with oh no, he's still trailing. Okay. Because I took Mitch to get over 8.5 rebounds, but I also sprinkled on rebound series leader. Cat's still leading the series right now, but he might have to come out. So
I'm gonna say, look,
apparently he's not.
Towns ain't got it. He can't stay on the floor. The Knicks.
Are you shelving him?
No.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. The Knicks need somebody, want a wing stop, or somebody off the bench has got to step up big time. Has to. They need a spark from somebody that they probably did. I don't know if it's DeLon Wright. I don't know if it's Land. Somebody's got to be it.
Wow, what a pass.
It'd be nice if it was this guy, but it's not.
Wow.
Bridges 3 for 11. Same as Brunson.
I know people can't stand him, but
From 8 to 13.
that dude is nice.
What the?
What was that?
Almost an alley-oop.
Kale is killing him.
Uh-oh. Here comes.
I'm surprised Haliburton didn't continue to attack Towns.
Oh.
Right to 16.
Wow.
50,
Their
50.
execution is just pure. Just bang, bang, bang. I think he knew they were going to get the trailer 3. Because he was like, all right, if I can't get a clean layup, because it was going to be a contest. If I can't get a clean layup, I'll just probe around. They're going to be slow to come back. Somebody will be trailing up the middle. Like, they're just in sync. Indy, everything they do is just bang, bang, bang. Everyone's in sync. Everyone's here. They're a better team.
John said Bridges chucking up threes instead of middies, man. It's over. Knicks are not making shots, man. They have shots. They've had good looks. They're not making them. Like, Cat's been terrible. Terrible with a capital T. Terrible. This is whew.
I mean, they're shooting 29% from 3.
And this is the thing. They got the talent to shoot better from 3 here. But listen, this is another thing. When you're trying to make the run, you got to punch these teams in the face early and sustain it. They punch them early, and they're right back down 16.
Brunson minus 18. Hart minus 16. The worst 2 on the team.
Yeah, obviously nobody in the Knicks except for Landry Shamet is a positive.
Shaman.
Shamet.
Put him back in.
It's going to be sad if somebody starts asking for campaign minutes.
Oh, my God.
No. Because they're just going to fry him up defensively also. Like, they're just better. Like, the Knicks are just, like, they're still searching. Ever since that start, and they started to collapse a little bit or unravel a little bit at the end of the first quarter, then the second quarter was what it was, and then the third quarter, it's like a decent couple minutes, and then just boom. And they struggle to stop the bleeding at every turn, you know? And this is a team that's not going to let up. Like,
And I don't even see like fight from them. Like this game, they haven't shown me anything unusual effort wise.
They came out fitting the first couple shots. I thought they were good.
They came out okay, right?
Nothing's been sustained. That's the thing with the Knicks. They've had nothing sustained in the series. Nothing has been them playing good for a bunch of stretches. The best they played was probably, I mean, they didn't play terribly in game 1 or game 2 for the most of the game, but they didn't play a complete 48-minute game.
No. But they haven't even played like a good 6 minutes straight in this game at all.
Mo said, how are you guys staying interested? This game is a joke. Hey, man.
we got a job to do. That's the answer.
Word. You get paid to do something. You'll find interest. I mean, how are you staying interested? You're tuned in watching us. Like,
we appreciate it,
we
though.
appreciate you, though. I'm just like, hey, how movable is OG with that big contract? My question to that would be like, why is OG the person you want to move here?
It's funny because when Sky brought that up last game, I was like, I get it, but I don't think they're.
But that's because people just love the big name, so they want Giannis. And I don't think that's happening.
I mean, look, again, when my main takeaway, when they did the trade for Towns, I did this on a conversation we had. I did this on Buckets on Action Network. I did it on my own YouTube channel. I said, this is an incredible risk. A risk that they could afford to take, but it's a huge risk. Randall DiVincenzo for Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, the risk took you to the round that you thought you would get to.
Right.
That's my thing. So it's not, you can't say it's a failure.
No, and I know you're not saying I'm saying that. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But like this is the risk that's sort of like, OG's. He's alive.
Yeah.
Mo said, I want to get rid of all of them. Yeah. I kind of respect the person who's like, yeah, man, just blow it up. It's like,
but you finally just got here, Mo. Like,
yeah, but you got to show more.
And honestly, the way the East is,
you cannot.
That's what I'm saying.
The way the East is, you can't
overreact, man.
Yeah,
you can't overreact to too much. You can.
There it is.
Thank you for not calling that nonsense. But first of all,
it
Nick's ball.
It was tapped.
Challenge that, Tibbs.
Yeah, he hasn't used his, right?
It's not worth challenging. Not with 1.1 left.
True.
Yeah. Good call. Very good call.
Watch them
careful.
Score. Watch them score. You're lucky.
I saw it. They had so their attention on the cutter.
Short-armed it.
Oh my God, they got lucky there.
Come on, Brunson. Show me something. You're supposed to be the best nigga of all time. That's what I keep hearing. Best nigga of all time.
Who said that?
A lot of people.
He's in
on the streets.
They put that. You know what? That's probably.
Mo said no offense, but I tuned into you during a commercial break. I mean, I'm not offended. We appreciate you.
Was it off him? Well, it doesn't matter because they got the ball back.
Not offended at all.
It doesn't matter.
John said, "Cat ain't built for New York."
How movable is OG with that big contract? I want to get rid of all of them. Movable is the answer. How movable? I mean, I don't know. We'll have plenty of off-season conversations. When the time comes, be it this round, next round,
he's playing
whatever.
Like trash.
Brunson's been bad. That's a second.
You can't make a lazy pass with Nemhard around either. No look. Telling you, like, I know how dudes of a certain type feel about Tyrese Haliburton. From a certain school, from a certain culture, I get it. That dude is nice. I get it. There's the fadeaway.
Okay, keep doing.
But it's like it's empty. It feels empty, right? You're not moving the ball around. You're just having one dude dribble around. Yeah. Oh, I got the shot I want. Cool. Meanwhile, they're running plays like every set.
Get on that. Oh no.
Another good pass. Towns almost fouled him.
Good D.
Neesmith rolled his ankle. What was that? He was down. Look at this pass. One of the last real point guards we have left.
Oh, Neesmith.
Yeah, he was down. He was holding, I don't know if it's ankle or knee.
I said, look who's in the next division. The Nets, the Sixers, the Raptors.
Division doesn't matter.
Also, I'm not sure. Are you supposed to be like afraid of those teams? Like,
ouch.
He rolled it. He kind of stepped on Brunson's ankle, it looked like a little bit.
He rolled it pretty well.
Or he may have just rolled. Oh, he tripped there first. And then, he stepped. Yeah.
That's that sneaky roll, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just caught the front of his foot. It's not walking terribly. He's not putting a whole bunch of weight.
Yeah. Look, if you play basketball, that's happened to you probably a bunch of times, unfortunately.
It has.
He may or may not come back in the game. They may or may not need him to come back in the game.
Word.
Seriously.
Oh, wow, Mitch. And he fouled them.
Come on, man.
With no time left.
And just contest.
Yeah. Granted, I know Turner has a speed advantage there, which is kind of crazy to say. But, like, their fouls have been so dumb.
Right.
That's a dumb foul, right?
And they're not dumb players.
Because even though he had you slightly beat, that was going to be a tough make. And if he makes it, you just
and they're not dumb players like at all. But the fouls themselves have been like just so ill-advised. It's like, what are you doing on a lot of these?
Most said that's how they got that smoke and mirror record. They play in a weak division. I mean,
I get okay. If that,
but they beat the Celtics.
Yeah,
like this is my point. When people make the point like that, it's like you're now going back to the regular season and negating any success that they had in the postseason. I'm sorry, but do the games not count more in the postseason? Isn't that when it matters? So now that doesn't matter that they beat the Celtics. It's like, come on, man. We're back to talking about the
my
God,
God.
Brunson is off. We're back to talking about the regular season. Like, the Knicks record was what it was. Like, they're 51-32 team. They were a good team that didn't beat elite teams.
Right.
In the regular
Oh my
season.
goodness.
Oh wow. OG
Okay,
sold
we'll
out.
take that.
Oh,
Excuse me,
Yo,
Obi sold
every
out.
game. He's done
missed-
that at least once every game.
One was a dunk.
They could still. Oh, I was gonna say they could put it. They could drop this to 10.
Don't sell out again. That was almost turnover. It was a turnover.
Mikal to
Nice.
Towns to Brunson.
And they still couldn't get the ball.
Nope.
That is emblematic of this game.
Mhm.
All that effort. Oh, well, they actually ended up. Okay.
You were onto something.
Fade away.
All right. Now I
I thought he was gonna do it.
now I got to think that Mo in the chat is trolling. He's like,
What are you doing?
Wow. They beat the C's because of Missoula. Wait, did Missoula win a championship?
Yes.
It wasn't because of Missoula. It was,
That's like-
Boston could have hit anything,
Yeah. Like,
and the Knicks took advantage.
what are we talking about?
I think both things could be true. Yeah, I mean, Missoula's stubborn, but so are the players, honestly.
You know who else
Like-
is stubborn? Tom Thibodeau.
Tom
He's
Thibodeau.
gonna pay for this if they lose this. I'm telling you right now.
If they lose like this,
Yes,
it's about
that's what I
how
mean,
it
yeah.
looks, right?
And this looks bad.
It looks bad.
I could see them firing him after if it's a sweep
Yeah.
or even in 5.
And here's the thing: I couldn't say that it wouldn't be justified.
Like that's the thing. It's like you beat Boston though, and then it's like it's
Yeah.
tough.
And I think that matters for something. But then you could say, "Hey, this team is going to be here for the next couple of years, while Boston is going to have to readjust and retool around Tatum. You're going to have to deal with this team. The Pacers are not going nowhere.
on top of Detroit, who you had a very
right,
tough
so
series.
now you have to
against.
take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, we're a good team
Mhm.
that could get to the conference finals, but what do we have to do to take that next step?" That's part of team building. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't. I've been saying this all year.
Yeah,
Fans just think it was going to be one trade and they was going to win the championship. I never thought that.
yeah.
I always
We-
thought this was going to be a
We
growing
both
year for the
thought
Knicks.
we both thought they were below the Celtics
Right.
and
So
the
no
Cavs,
matter what,
and they ended up beating one of those teams.
No matter what happens here going forward, if they are swept, is it a disappointment of a series? Yes. Is it a disappointment of a season? Absolutely not. Part of building is you have to look at stuff and say, "Hey, this is where we are." Any reasonable Knicks fan would have said, "All right." They were saying, "Hey, teams got to get past the second round. Got to get past." They did that.
But
Got to the conference finals.
They got to the conference finals. Now, if they look bad in the conference finals, you have to take a hard look and say, "How do we get from this point to the next point?" Is it the coach? It's definitely you need depth. That is absolutely some people,
which
are gonna
we
think-
knew all season.
Some people are going to think it's trading for Kevin Durant. It is not. That is an idiotic move. You guys are just going to have less depth than you had before. That's not the Knicks' problem. The Knicks' problem is this. They have two players in their starting lineup that are weak defenders, and they lack depth. And I will be willing to entertain. They could just need to change a coach.
well, that's huge. That's a huge change.
But that's more reasonable and likely to do than thinking you're going to just put Kevin Durant here, you're going to win, or Giannis Antetokounmpo, because people just like names. They don't care. They don't care about the second apron. They don't care about the depth of the team.
Which
They're just like add players.
Listen, every single GM is trying to run from that second apron. All right, like a lot of teams are going to have ambitions this summer, and they're going to be like trying to. A lot of teams are just like their summer is just get away from the tax, get away from the second apron. Like that's all they're going to try to do, just cost saving shit. That matters.
You know how you help with second apron and have cost saving stuff? Developing young players.
Yeah, win around the
now
margins.
is more than ever where you have to
Win
win around the margins and develop young players. And that's my point about what the Knicks have to look at this summer. Their core of their talent's not bad. It's not bad. They have to win on the margins, and they haven't. Now, it wasn't all going to happen this year. You and I said when we were doing the weekly shows, "Yo, this team is going to be a work in progress.
All
They're going
the
to have to get better on defense. They're going to have to add depth." I've been saying all season, it's more likely the Knicks are better next season than they were this season.
You have.
I've been saying that all season.
Right.
all the recent
But after a lackluster regular season, not lackluster,
I'm
but
saying
it was
that-
okay.
I was saying that
It
when they
was-
went on a 9-game winning streak.
But
I was
I'm
saying that, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like coming into the playoffs, nobody was thinking the Knicks were going to do much. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, they beat Boston, but to come back and have a performance where you go down 3-0 to Indiana, a team you were better than in the regular season. They were
By
ahead
game.
of them. I'm just
By
saying,
game.
but it wasn't like some You didn't look at Indiana as some big bad.
You had home court.
Your point is
You had
that
home court.
Your point is that
So I get that.
it should look more competitive. Than
Yes. Yes.
And what I'm saying with you, where I agree with you, is that's the kind of thing that can get you fired.
Right.
Because it didn't look. You can give credit and say, "Oh man," and the Knicks designed their team to beat Boston. And as Brian Astuli pointed out the other day, but that doesn't necessarily serve you against a team that's deeper, that plays a little quicker. You need to now design a team that's able to match up against multiple teams to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key in the NBA.
A team that knows who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and you got to look at the recent Eastern Conference champions. Like Boston last year had depth. Miami the year before had depth. Boston again the year before had depth. Milwaukee before that. Miami before that again. Damn. A lot of Miami, Boston before that, Toronto. Like all those teams were going like 9 deep in the playoffs.
And
8-9 deep.
Now to get to that
10 deep in the regular
that's
season.
That's going to have to be a change of philosophy. Damn, it's a crazy finish. From the coach, the front office. That's what I'm with you, Murph. If they don't, there's still time for them to possibly come back here. But if they can't come back here, and they can't do that's as easy as a bucket as they had all night. It might be easy bucket I've seen all series.
The easiest.
If this is a sweep, oh no, you got to evaluate everything.
And not just a sweep, like just to go down 3-0 is bad enough because you're not going to come back and win. Even if you win a game, you'd have to take it to a game 7 to recover. Like,
I agree.
And the other thing is, this. That could have been a foul. They're lucky.
You get a rebound.
But TJ McConnell, too. Like, it's the Eastern Conference Finals. You know the Eastern Conference Finals is every other night. Every other night means good luck winning going 7 deep, 8 deep all year.
But like, if your coach is still thinking in old school terms and how you do that, this is what's going to happen.
Look at them creating the second chance possession.
Yeah, they've killed the Knicks at their own game here today.
They had the ball forever on this possession, too.
And good to great teams are going to kill you when they get their second chance. So listen, if it looks bad like this, you got to look at this.
Now, unless Indiana goes on to win the whole thing or something, then you could be like, okay, they were a great team. You'll look back on it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
I'm assuming OKC gets out of the West still. Wouldn't shock me. I think they'd be a nightmare matchup for the Wolves. But I don't think the Wolves will win that series. By the way, in terms of minutes, Indy's played 10 guys, 9 of them 11+ minutes each. Ben Matherin's played 5. But 9 guys have played 11. Tony Bradley's played 11 minutes.
But Tony Bradley's played 11 quality minutes.
11 minutes, 3 rebounds, 12 minutes actually
the
now.
The Knicks haven't even subbed in this quarter. No, they have put McBride in, sorry. Right? Like, what are we talking about? And if this goes to the offseason, we're talking about this after a disappointing series, I'm going to be annoyed from talking for the people that think it's like the Knicks are a aging superstar away from winning an NBA championship. Those people are going to annoy me so much because, like, you have to trust some of the process of team building, but you got to learn you got to win on the margins, man. That's how Indiana's able to do it. That's why they're that deep and that good, because they've won on the margins. Who's the superstar on this team?
Tyrese Haliburton.
Right, but everybody thinks that's
it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But these people still act like this is 90s and 2000s basketball.
Right.
That's not how you win. The league is deeper. There's more talent in the league than ever before.
I mean, if the Phoenix experiment doesn't get you off that,
right? What's going to? But people still, but people out here, I want Kevin Durant here.
No.
I want Giannis Antetokounmpo here.
That's just lazy.
Although, if it's Towns and picks, well, they don't have a lot of picks left. If Towns and picks gets you Giannis, would you entertain it? I don't think it would.
I don't think it would get you. I would do the trade, obviously. And I'm not even somebody who's a huge fan of his game.
No, I get it.
But Giannis will make you so much better defensively.
Yeah. I don't know how his game ages, but I mean, Brunson will be your only weak defender in the starting
five.
Yeah,
you're just giving up Towns to get Giannis. I mean,
but I don't think Milwaukee.
I mean, just in terms of like what you have on the court.
Yeah, Shamit.
Look at Shamit.
Well, we need some fight like that. Get pumped, Shamit.
Milwaukee only goes for that if they're like, if Giannis is like, you know what, send me to New York.
Right.
Great flop.
But I don't know if Giannis would do that.
I don't.
There's also a world where Giannis is like, you know what, the East is going to be whack, so I'll just stay. Like, you know.
Yeah, but you got no Dame next year.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a big cap hole. But like Giannis has a title. Like he might just be like, I'm good. And Neesmith is back on the bench, it appears. DeLon Wright, he's going to touch double-digit minutes.
This offensive group for the Knicks is rough.
Yeah.
This is rough.
Deuce is the creator. Oh, boy.
I'll take it.
They called that. They're hanging around. You know, they're hanging around. As bad as it looks,
if the Knicks somehow get this to 8, John said, I don't want any of those. I want Steven Adams. See, John and I used to think you and I were like a little bit different. John and I are thinking the same. He said he wants Steven Adams and Malik Beasley. We need depth on the bench. Now, Malik Beasley is going to cost too much so the Knicks are not going to be able to get him.
I think he's going to stay.
But I understand.
A lot of teams are going to want Steven Adams, though.
Steven Adams.
Yeah.
And but listen, I love Steven Adams as a backup center, but shout out to University of Pittsburgh guy. But those players are not in what the Knicks can do because of the cap constraints. They have the second apron.
Yeah,
I like what he's thinking.
Yeah, a shooter and a big.
Yeah, I see what you're thinking.
Philosophically, I'm
with you. But like those names, John.
In terms of the actual, it's harder. It's harder to project. Usually, like I can rattle off like a million different names. It's harder to project now just because of where everyone's going to be cap wise.
The block.
They're playing better these last couple minutes. I'll say that much.
Don't jinx it. Let's see him do something.
Yeah.
I mean, they are.
It's 11.
DeLon, that was a bad pass.
Yeah, this lineup.
That was a bad pass.
Because that took him from being able to take a step inside.
Yep. Oh boy.
Oh
my goodness.
Okay, Deuce. Listen, keep it in single digits.
Look at that 7-0
if
run.
You can get it to single digits, you give yourself a chance. Towns is set to check back in
with 4 fouls, right?
Yeah.
He and Brunson.
Oh, call
offensive
that. Thank
foul.
you.
Wow. They're calling a lot on these screens.
The Knicks have picked up what?
It's like
offensive fouls they picked up in the last couple of minutes?
All screens, I think. Oh, that's why. Because he kind of got set, but he pushed his arms out.
Matthew never moved his arms. He was set because I was watching his lower body. He was
he was fine.
He never needed to do that. This is
this
is important. 37 seconds.
He's a little bit of a shit starter. I don't know if you noticed.
Yes, we know from the last series.
They cut this to 5. That's crazy. Oh no!
See, I said turnover. Can't have a turnover.
Oh, at least
I said it.
At least have a jump ball. Like you just let it go.
You let it go. Come
on, man.
I said the turnover is costly.
That is terrible.
See,
now they can put this back to double figures.
Didn't he have a terrible turnover game too? McBride and all that?
Look, last possession too. They could bring this. They could put this back to double figures.
I said you couldn't have a turnover. You needed to get a quality possession there.
This is a momentum killer if they get it. Good pass.
There you go.
Good pass.
And how about
that's huge, man.
They got time. Josh Hart has to do the Josh Hart thing. Oh,
big shot.
Nope. Josh Hart made the right play.
It's terrible.
That was a huge.
It's still 10.
But they had all the momentum.
We'll see.
You get that to 6 or 5.
Look at this pass.
Even if you didn't, even if you just got to burn some time and had a good quality shot, you got them scrambling.
Look at that. Miles Turner just knowing where he is. Miles Turner's been
terrible turnover.
Miles Turner's been killing.
And I said it, because the worst thing that could kill you was a turnover.
And like the shooting right now, the Pacers are shooting. How many threes do you think Indy's made this game? Without looking, how many threes do you think?
Probably 8.
5.
4.
Oh,
4 for 17.
And
23% for 3. Like
yeah.
they haven't. And this is we saw this in the first game. They were like 29% first 3 quarters, and in the fourth, just bang, bang, bang. So.
That was just a terrible position.
Pacers 31.
Chance to cut to 6 or 5.
Yeah, Pacers are winning the rebounding battle, 31-24. That is crazy. 31-20. I think the fact that the Knicks are within 10 is impressive. Like I would have thought, you give me this script where not the shooting necessarily, although they're both shooting poorly from 3, the rebounds being a 7-point difference in favor of Indy. I would have thought that the Knicks would be trailing by more than just 10.
Hey. We just got to talk about another blue and orange team. At least the Mets won tonight.
Yep.
Mets took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers.
Let's go.
So
we'll take it.
Mets will take it.
We're all Met fans up here.
Much needed Mets victory there.
Won the series.
Won the series. The Knicks are here playing for this series lives. Yeah, I can't believe that stat, Brian. 31-24. If you would have told me
7-6
that,
offensive for the Knicks, so mostly defensive, but still, they're limiting the Knicks' second chance opportunities. So cleaning up the glass. It's a little surprising. 9 steals. That's interesting. Knicks have 12
you know what's
turnovers.
crazy? That's why people want to trade. Somebody in the chat, I think it was Mo, wanted to trade OG. OG's been the Knicks' best player tonight by far.
Easily.
Easily. I mean, McBride might be there. McBride might be right behind him now. Brunson's been terrible.
McBride,
I know you can be like, Brunson, 17 points, and he's gotten to line 8 times. So he's had 3 turnovers.
4 for 14.
He has 1 assist.
1 for 5 from 3.
Yeah, it's been a very inefficient Brunson game. The guys to me that have showed up have been OG, McBride really sparked the Knicks. If they do anything to come back and win this game, you'll think about McBride.
Towns
at the end.
2 for 8, 4 points.
Yep.
Come on, man. He's just feeding into all that stuff what people said. Like a game like this, he gives you 4 points in a basically an elimination game.
He didn't show up
on the road.
At least Brunson, even though I said Brunson hasn't been good, and Brunson has given.
He's still been aggressive.
Yeah, he's been aggressive, and Brunson has given plenty of Knicks moments. I'll never question him, but I'll criticize he has not been good. You're right. It's not like they're struggling and then there's not showing up. Those are 2 different things. Struggling and disappearing.
4 points, 4 turnovers, 4 fouls.
4 fouls. 4.
2 for 8.
John says Peter Laviolette.
And at least Bridges. Like he hasn't been great,
but he gets 6
but
points
he's still
in that quarter.
He's still trying.
Yeah.
He's out there putting up shots.
I agree.
Bridges, Towns, and Brunson shooting a combined 12 of 38.
That's not going to get it done. John made a good point. Jay said Peter Laviolette took the Rangers to the Eastern Conference Finals last season, and then he was fired this season. Yeah, things can change real quick. You're right, John. And that's why sometimes you have to identify like what your team is and where they really are. Towns, the pass.
Josh Hart hasn't been great today.
You gotta hit this.
That's a big shot.
Got it.
Within 7.
Way to show up, Karl-Anthony Towns. Way to show up.
If they win this,
let's go. It's, fourth quarter. Who wants it?
Look at that. 6-0 and leading after
if
the
they
third
win this,
playoffs.
there's an argument. I mean, the Boston stuff, the games 1.
Oh, this is their biggest win of the playoffs?
But just because you're down 2-0, it would make it even a bigger win.
No question, their biggest win.
It would make it
defense.
Yeah.
No,
he pushed them and he shot it. That was smart.
Yeah, that's gotta be on the ground.
It was smart. It was cheesy, but it was smart. Look at that. Just left them open.
Oh my God.
They got to show that replay. Turner's been killing them. He's been absolutely killing them. What is 17, 16, something like that? 17, 6 of 8, plus 11. Obi Toppin's plus 19. That's interesting. Clyde with the fit.
I like Clyde's fit.
I do too. It's not super outlandish.
You would actually rock the blazer.
Yeah, because I can't rock a lot of shit that Clyde wears. I don't got that. Like, no, it wouldn't look good with me. I don't dress very colorfully. I got bailed out there because I saw what Towns was about to do in posting up Turner. He was getting handsy. I was like, uh-oh. You might call him for one down low.
It makes sense to. Does Brunson need the rest right here?
A little bit of a flop there from Deuce.
Yes.
All right.
I'll still trust Brunson in the clutch despite him being terrible.
But it has to be close still.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
You can't let this bubble to 15.
I think it's ideal if you could bring Brunson back and be within a 5.
Is he going to take this? Wow.
Nice.
Okay, Cat.
I like that hard spin.
What's he at? 9 points now.
9 points. Hit his last 2.
More in this quarter than the rest of the game.
We'll give you credit if you show up in the 4th. Better late than never.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Important.
Oh, that's nice.
Good. Let's go.
That was
Relax.
a good contest by
Nothing
Cat.
stupid. Nothing stupid. Give it up.
Watch your back. Watch your back. Good pass.
The law right.
Okay.
Look at Carlisle.
5 points.
Game.
Yo.
And Cat making the right
This
pass.
is the NBA right here. You could play like trash.
Yeah.
And then somehow you find yourself within 5.
Because it's like what I said, Murph. This is too much talent in the league.
Yeah.
You can always make a run.
But also Carlisle, he doesn't even let them get like Tibbs. He'll let it go a little bit more.
Otherwise, Tibbs would have waited until they're down 1.
They completely blew the lead.
Yo, he did this last time. We're like, they were leading by double digits. It was like 15. I don't remember the exact.
And it got to 8, and he was like, "Nope." Time out.
Yeah,
You're
it was
talking
like,
about Carlisle, right?
Yeah, it was like 12. It got to 8, and he was like, "Nope,
Nope. I don't like it either. He sees 5. He's like, "Nah."
He's like,
and
"Nah."
The throughout history, the great coaches do that. They don't play that. We know they're control freaks, first of all.
Yes.
But they're like, they feel it. No. Especially when in a game you have to have, you have to be in control of that game as much as you can. Right? So they cut, you got a 60-point lead. Even a couple baskets. You don't want any momentum.
Yeah, especially and I think someone like Carlisle, as long as he's coach, he understands that. Yeah, we could play with this game. We still be up 2-1, but he's like, if you have a chance to kill,
you do not.
You got to kill,
right?
And you got to do that. And so he hasn't done that. John said, "How crazy is that the Knicks play better team ball with Brunson on the bench versus the Pacers?" Now, John,
shots fired.
John, are you firing shots out here? Are you trying to say the Knicks are a better team without Brunson?
Of course. Just the style of play. Everybody's getting on. Oh, here's the thing: when Brunson was dropping 30. And the Knicks are winning. They're beating Boston. No, they're playing the same way. He's holding the ball for 20 seconds in the shot clock.
I'm not saying I don't want
big shots,
more.
and he's making it. Nobody's saying anything. Then they lose. As soon as they lose a couple games, he's holding the ball too much. What is it?
I do think you don't want to play super heliocentric all the time.
Right.
But I agree. Some of these fans are hypocritical. Not saying you, John, but I'm saying some people are like, oh man, blah, blah. I will say
dance for who brung you.
I will say in the games I thought when they came back against 1 and 2 against Boston, there were times when I felt like Brunson picked the spots. There was times when he scored. No. There was times when other guys got it. OG was huge in that. Mikal had that huge fourth quarter in game 2.
That's true. You do need everybody contributing.
Yeah.
John said when JB is on the court, Pacers standing still because they know the ISO is coming with him on the bench. Knicks making the Pacers move on defense.
I don't disagree with you. And I think, but now this is the point I make about coaching.
Right.
And where you may have to evaluate and say it doesn't mean Tibbs is a bad coach. But you might be like, I watched this. I watched it. I see the front office is saying exactly what John says. Yo, how do we change that? Because the personnel is a talent enough to be in this game.
But it's also, that's Brunson's game. Like since Villanova, that's his game. Like, he needs the ball. He has the footwork. It takes time. He's not the fastest dude. So he needs time to create himself, right? And then I guess they're best when he can do it, when he can pick his spots, in clutch time.
I think that's when they're at his best.
Right. But for him to score, he has to have the ball for a majority of the shot clock.
But is there a coach that might take better use? I guess what I'm saying is still letting Brunson be highly effective in what you just said to get him going, but also have other stuff happening in the flow of the game.
Which I think that happened in those Boston games when they came back because
I agree.
Everybody was contributing, like Bridges, Anunoby, Cat. They were all contributing. Yeah. So it was like he was picking his spots. But you can't say you don't like the ISO game because that's his game.
I think so. Right? I was trying to figure that out.
You remember when in Dallas when Luka went out?
Yeah,
he was dropping 30. ISO.
Yeah.
And then in the playoffs, like every game just sort of boils down to that in the fourth quarter.
Oh, good steal.
Good no call. All right, relax. No, don't do that. Oh. Okay. Finish.
Oh,
and one.
Wow. Cat showing up in
It's about to be a 2-point game, bro.
Does Tibbs get credit for that?
Yes. Great call, Tibbs.
Does Tibbs get credit for that?
But you know who gets credit? Cat. The guy was
because you got to show up, and he's shown up here in the fourth so far.
Right.
Barbershop Sports Talk Pocket says who should finish the game. He says OG, JB, Towns, Deuce, and Mitch. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't even want to talk about finish this game. Stay with this lineup.
A lot of time left too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time for the Pacers to go on a run.
And they probably will.
Now I think it's important that they get this down to 2. They've done all this stuff within the first 2 minutes of the quarter.
You just have to stay in striking distance.
Oh, missing foul shots.
Missed the foul shot. Next ball.
Jump ball.
Come on.
Well, we didn't even clearly see the play because the camera worked. Let's see.
John said, I'm not hating on JB. Celtics and Pacers are a different team. You have to share the ball. I don't disagree with John.
So
I don't disagree
Ben Shepherd
with you.
has it. Deuce.
That's actually a good jump ball.
That's a good jump ball call.
Yeah, that's a jump ball.
Damn, but that free throw, man.
I mean, they might get it back here.
Little back tip.
Shepherd has a size advantage here.
Towards Shamet.
Okay.
There you go. I
Grab
said it.
it.
Called it. I thought Shamet was going to pull that.
Please don't. Uh-oh. It's going up.
Come on, Deuce. Oh.
I thought
Get
that
back.
was going. I thought that was going in too. Deuce is
Right.
giving him some good minutes.
Yeah, he has. So is DeLon Wright defensively.
Watch the screens. Pacers been getting called for a lot of
Haliburton back.
moving screens last quarter.
And Cat. Good switch.
Good.
Good to fight through.
Okay. Don't reach.
Look at DeLon. Good
Straight up,
pass.
straight up.
Wow.
Good hands.
This is good defense. Tough shot. And he made it and won. Yo.
That's a huge swing.
Wow.
See, that's another thing, man.
Well
That's what-
defended until the very last second.
This dude's on the bench.
Let's see. Look at the feet.
Where's the foul, though?
Where is the foul?
He just fell. Where's the foul? I don't see
I
that.
hate that, man. Just throw yourself on the ground. Refs just fall for all this.
They didn't look crazy there. They need to show us the side angle to see before I can harshly judge, but I didn't see a ton there. OG is in for Shamet now.
All right, some more size back on the floor.
So no Brunson yet.
That's
Well, he's playing like trash, so maybe give him a little extra.
Oh,
rest.
boy.
right. You kind of get that missed free throw point back.
I'm expecting Brunson to come in for DeLon soon, and then we'll see if Mitch takes.
Yeah, I think they try to steal.
Well, you
another
can't take
minute
Cat
here.
out right now.
No, it's probably gonna be hard, or unless he wants to, he might give Cat a break, and then bring him back.
While he's cooking.
And one.
Oh no! They call the foul.
Yeah, they called foul.
Nice.
They did, yeah. I thought he got fouled on that
Yeah.
one actually.
I don't know who got in Cat's ear and told him to wake up, but he's woken up.
Could have been Tom.
That's
Yeah,
a foul.
that's a foul
Oh, okay.
on the arm. At least at the arm at the very
You
end.
could have got called for the little, little
They already
elbow
got
when
him
he
on that
turned.
nonsense.
John said you have to play
This
with
dude.
urgency. You are not leading. You are behind. JB's ISO shouldn't be.
Yeah, you
approaching
can't miss any
down.
more free throws though.
Only when you're leading, you're trying to kill the clock.
You can't miss any more free throws.
John, we
You're like a
don't.
90%
I
shooter.
personally don't disagree with you. I agree with you 100%. I'm not a fan of heliocentric offenses. So
Okay. 3-point game.
look, the next game, just try to keep. You got to keep this close.
Now Tyrese in.
Oh, it's a good screen.
Good.
Good recovery.
Good. Okay.
Nope. Cat, get back, Cat.
They bailed him out. They were defending so well. Josh Hart doesn't like the call because he never does. I've never seen him agree with a call before.
I had one of our colleagues I did a video with today. He's going to be on God Game with me. Our women's sports reporter, Madeline Kedley, said today she's never seen a basketball player not think that they've been fouled. And I thought of you, Brian. I said, yeah, Josh Hart. You've never seen any basketball player who thinks they've actually committed a foul.
It's bleeding over into the WNBA too.
Yes, this is what we were talking about.
It's bleeding over to the WNBA too.
We actually were talking about the W, and that's where that came up. Did Josh Hart come out? No, DeLon Wright did.
DeLon Wright and Deuce.
And Deuce. Good minutes by both of them.
Missed free throw also
Hart 6 rebounds.
by Nemhard. Made the second, missed
People
the
are going to
first.
look at DeLon Wright's minutes and say 2 points, but he's been really good in his 13 minutes. The defense has been good. He's cut well.
This is tight. This is real tight.
Here we go.
Got him.
He
1
rushed
point
it
game.
too.
1 point game. Now that when he was set pretty good. He's such a quick release with that. What's Cat having this quarter? 12?
Yeah, 16 for the game.
So 12 in this quarter.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Turner.
Rebound.
Get the
Let's go.
board.
Let's go.
What
Take
do
the
I
lead.
say? When you get here, you have to take the lead and make them worry.
That's a foul. Fade away.
Kick it out.
You tried.
Right, Cat. On your head. Oh!
Did that hurt?
Oh!
You smacked your head like that? Damn.
It did not. I forgot.
the
I
cat
forgot I don't got
The
hearing.
cat just dunked on dude
Damn.
He did dunk on. Hey man.
after a 3.
Hey, this guy's.
All right, I take everything I said about that.
I don't.
No.
I don't yet.
Oh, that's
take
a
it, I'll take
poster.
it.
That's a
Where was it?
poster.
Where
yo.
was
He's
it?
such an enigma.
They're gonna review that.
He is such an enigma.
Did he look? I thought he licked his lips at
No,
somebody.
he's good.
He took the lead. The Knicks took the lead.
He
But
is-
hey, he's an enigma. Sometimes you never know what moments can do for people, though. This is what I'm just saying. Like, you've been asking for this. You've been asking for this guy to show up. I don't give a damn what Cat did the first 3 quarters. If he shows up here in the fourth like this,
They got to finish still.
Is that his father in disguise, Haliburton?
that wasn't his.
We've
Oh,
seen-
no.
we've seen-
Haliburton's dad. I think that was Cat's dad.
Look at that. Right back. 3 from Haliburton. Walk in 2. No one playing at the level.
That's terrible.
Can't be happy enough.
Can't
Knicks.
give that up.
Now here's where Bridges did give him too much space there, John. I see you on that. This is where it can't get too heliocentric again.
Oh, Brunson back.
Just keep feeding Cat, no? Oh, they're
I would
doubling
keep
him.
going to Cat.
Oh,
It never goes to the rim.
That was ugly.
He's trying to
Jesus
scoop it. He's trying to
Christmas.
scoop so early.
I know we don't want to use the draft picks against them, but I'd be pissed off if someone I traded 5 first for just doesn't lay up ever.
It's a good move by Brunson.
Okay.
It's a good move by Brunson.
He doesn't lay up ever, bro.
I wouldn't like that either.
That's all offensive. Get out of here. That's 5.
He knows how to.
You got to
all
review. You
season,
should just review that. You know, just
there probably are all season. He gets that call. He gets
let me
that call.
see this.
I wouldn't challenge that.
He's gonna have 5 though. You sure?
He's so turned to the side.
He didn't. But
Like defensively,
know.
he was all over the place, right?
That's
Like,
why
I don't know if they're gonna overturn it, but he
That's-
does. He has 5 now, so
So you're saying it's worth doing it to take a look just so he
it was
can't get
definitely initiated.
maybe
I think so. It's a little. I'm just so nervous about it because he was like.
they're
still
challenging
moving
it.
feet.
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
just-
I see your point, and this is why you kind of have to because it could be such a swing point in the game
yeah,
that I can't. Even if you lose it, I can't kill you.
But then you don't have it at the end.
Yeah, I
you
mean-
know you're gonna need it.
yeah. But here's the thing.
You know,
But
but there's probably gonna be like
But
5 of them.
it's plausible they win the call, but Nemhard gets that all year because he just knows how to use his body in that way. Like he bumps the shit out of people, but the reason he gets the call is because he sees you're out of control. Then
But he's out. He definitely wasn't leaning in at all.
no.
Right.
So that's where they might overturn it because yes, he wasn't like direct. He wasn't in the best position, but it was
It's
Nemhard who
tough.
made the contact for sure.
It's tough. I could see them overturning it, but I
And
don't.
did Nemhard extend the arm?
A
No.
little. You saw a little bit of a wing. It wasn't.
It was really just the shoulder, but like I didn't think it was anything crazy. Because the other piece of this is that they're going to look for is embellishment, and I know we talk about flopping, but with Jalen Brunson, you always have to account for potential embellishment because he'd be doing that, like he just does. So that's another thing they're going to look at,
John says Tibbs should have kept Deucing longer. A guy to help you come back, bringing back Bridges early is a bad decision. I thought Deuce sparked well in the run. Bridges did play well offensively in the third quarter. And you need more length on the floor. I'm not terribly against that. Also, let's see the next couple of minutes play out a little bit more. I think they can't get away from Cat here, though. That man's cooking. You got to keep feeding him. Cat now, double-double. 19 and 10.
Yeah, I don't know where. Like, are they going to have the evidence to overturn this? Really? Like, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
My guess is they don't overturn it.
But I think it's more about what you said, Brian. Also a good note, Brian. The Knicks are now winning the rebounding battle. I think something you said, which was
matters.
like, I don't think there's enough evidence to overturn it. I think I was like, I don't know if you but I understand why you got to challenge this here.
Yeah, I think a lot of
and take
Knicks
a
fans
look.
will say, "Oh, that's a foul because he pushed the shit out of him." But like, Brunson was not like he wasn't drawing a charge,
Yeah.
and Nemhard wasn't doing the Tatum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're running, you can run alongside a guy, and he doesn't have the right to bowl you over.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Like,
But I
you
guess
don't even have to be in. It's not. You don't have to have like 2 feet in front of the guy. Anymore.
But I think
Yeah.
what the official would say is, did he really like bowl him over like that, or did Brunson embellish, or was it just contact? Like basically it's like who had the right to be there more.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going to look at, and I think it's going to end up being Nembhard because he was going to that spot, and
It's a close call.
Brunson didn't like beat him to the spot.
It's a close call. I think if I saw it live, I probably would have called it a foul on Brunson.
Right here, let's see.
Unsuccessful. I'd love to have heard the explanation.
Yeah, me too. Because the explanation does matter there, because you see a little bit of a. I think a lot of like if you're a casual basketball watcher, which a lot of people are this time of year, you're probably looking at that like, how is that not a foul because of the contact?
So is Deuce back in?
So there goes the conspiracy that they want the Knicks to win.
Facts, actually.
Deuce is back in. So Deuce is back on the floor.
They defended that pretty well up until then. Don't foul him again.
Good D.
Ooh, defense.
Ooh, I got close.
All right, Cat.
Did Hart limp? Tony Bradley.
Oh, they don't give him that though. Okay.
Cat didn't.
Cat really gets no. He doesn't get any respect.
A lot, but Brian has talked about this. A lot of it's because he flails a lot.
He flails a lot. He'd be out of control. He'd be fading away on smaller dudes.
But he flails and still got fouled.
Go push that.
He's gonna.
What are we doing? Don't pass it before you turn it over.
I'm so scared he's gonna dribble that out of bounds.
Come get some.
I knew it. I knew he wanted to shoot that shit.
I'm not mad at that
That
though.
wasn't a bad shot for him.
For him, yeah. But now it's like, all right, you've cooled off a bit.
Yeah.
You know,
Good defense.
go back to playing just regular basketball. Here's a spin. No, yo, Siakam don't spin anymore.
He used to be all the time.
He used to spin all the time.
Yeah, he's in that circle real hard.
Even earlier this year, I felt like I saw more spin moves, but his fadeaway's been good in the playoffs from that mid-range area. Yeah, don't shoot.
Yo,
right?
One of the things I will say about this right here, guys, is you know what helps the Knicks here in this moment? Those 15 games they played with no Brunson.
That's a veteran foul.
Because they played those games without Brunson. I know it's not the playoffs. They did have some tough competition, but they're not. Deuce played a lot of point in this games. Mikal handled the ball a lot. We'll see.
That always helps.
That helps because they know what it's like. So can they survive this next 3.5 minutes or so without Brunson? Because I think he's coming back in around the 2-minute mark. But they need to also get themselves, like, I don't know, Murph, like a 6-7 point lead. Can they get like a 2-possession lead here? Because going back and forth with the Pacers, who don't have any guys in foul trouble,
they definitely need that.
Yeah.
And then it's still not safe.
We know that 14 with 238 wasn't safe.
They would still be nervous.
No lead is safe.
Would be just as nervous.
No lead is safe.
At least Neesmith hurt his ankle.
This is your game MVP if they steal this. It's unbelievable. 16 point.
And he probably gets the over the 21.5.
Yeah, he's 21 if he makes a free throw.
I almost forgot.
Me too. I was trying to forget.
You were like, I forget about that one.
Until that flurry.
I'm not going to get Mitch's rebounds, am I?
John just said need Mitch back in suit for rebounds.
Yeah,
true.
It's not going to happen. He has 6.
Oh, that could have been a steal. That was a good trap.
This is crazy. Get on him. Get on him.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
I don't like this matchup.
No, me neither.
I don't like that shot by Siakam.
No, I was going to say that's a win that you
That's a
forced
win.
that.
Yeah, that you forced that. He's got like 6 inches on Deuce and took that.
This is a big possession.
I agree.
Here we go for the over. He's going to shoot it, isn't he?
Oh, no.
Yes, he is. And he's going to hit it.
What happened?
Ooh, quick call on that.
Didn't they give Siakam the and when he just threw himself on the ground?
We didn't see the feet contact.
We saw enough.
On that one.
I got to look at this again.
So
he's not in his feet.
That
one.
I kind of agree with Murphy.
That one you have a case.
Yeah,
I'm saying the Siakam one, we didn't even get that angle. That one we got.
The Siakam one, I didn't even see that anybody touched him, but it wasn't the best angle.
Yeah.
But if they did touch it, it was like this.
But regardless, the point being, like, should Cat have gotten a call there?
Yes,
Yeah, probably.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm not saying that
Forget
the refs are,
everything we said.
I'm not saying
No,
the refs
no,
are
that's
against
part
the
of the
Knicks,
journey.
but it's just wild.
Also, like this, seriously though, does Tibbs get credit for this if they end up winning, or does it all go to Karl
Tibbs will
Towns?
never get credit. For
Never.
anything.
I mean, he played Carl Towns, who was having a bad game, and
Tibbs
stuck with him.
gets no
because
credit.
people give him a lot of shit. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
yo,
Carl
like,
Towns has had a 20-point fourth quarter, guys.
yeah.
Only thing that Tibbs, he won't get fired.
And if
He's not gonna get any credit though.
and people who like the Knicks heading into this series, not Knicks fans, but like people who just look at this objectively, who like the Knicks, like heading into the series, were like, yo, their starting five talent could win some games. Like ultimately, like that's what it is. It's a talent bet. We haven't seen that bear out in these first two games, so we'll see if Towns here with the points in the fourth quarter, where Indy's not really having a great quarter, not really looking like they're flowing the same way, not really getting all the shots that they want. Carlisle's looking for another adjustment. He's used 2 timeouts in this quarter. I think he has 2 left. Towns has been great.
That was a great
You
move.
pointed at him too.
Well, yo, man. I mean, I'm not even gonna say any more about Cat. I'm just let. There's a lot of basketball left to play.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of basketball left to play.
There's the bump again.
Nice. Okay, give it up, please. Thank you. I don't have no patience.
Murph wants no part of Cat bringing the ball up the court. No parts.
I don't want him handling the ball, to tell you the truth. Just give some movement, give it up.
I'd rather Mikal be involved more in the actions of handling.
All the way.
Travel.
Oh, what?
Wait, what?
Travel. They called it.
You
can't challenge.
But are you serious? He called a travel right here?
Let's see. 1,
1,
2,
This is
3.
2. No, how was that travel?
It was a travel though.
Was
He took 3 steps.
No,
Am I bugging? Like
it's a gather.
I thought he gathered on that first long.
Yeah.
Where I come from?
What it sounds like they called is he hopped on the last foot.
Oh my!
But I don't think
goodness.
That's
a 6 to 2 point swing.
He's doing too much right now.
That's a 6 to 2 point swing.
Yep.
Great bank usage.
Would they have called that on Haliburton?
Brunson's still not in, huh?
No, I don't think you're going to see Brunson until about a minute from now.
Don't. He almost got the illegal screen.
You almost got the offensive too. During the bonus, look at this. Pulling his jersey.
He was. God,
Damn,
that was high bank.
That's 1998 right there.
And you're right. You're right about that offensive screen.
If it just came out a little more,
Yeah.
they would have got him.
Yo, who's wearing the race car outfit in the front
Probably
row?
somebody who raced.
Wasn't it today?
The Indy 500 was today.
That can't be him because they showed him earlier. He was getting the flowers or
Oh,
whatever.
you're right. He had a Pacer jersey on. Unless he took it off.
Racing, I got nothing for you.
Yeah,
If Nikolai was here, he would know.
I got nothing for you on NASCAR and Indy 500.
Maybe that's what they do.
Nothing. F1, nothing. I give you most other sports. I got nothing on those.
Shout out to everybody watching. In the
I
chat.
know Joey Logano exists.
Big 3.
Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button.
I know Lewis Hamilton exists.
Come on.
That his name?
That's F1. F1 in India.
That's what I said. F1. I know. Like that's it.
It is Lewis Hamilton.
Good D. Good recovery. Get on that. Good.
OG, well
Good.
Defended.
He's not 100% right now.
Pacers running. They're not in sync.
Good defense.
Oh, get
that out of here.
They're not. This is not
2.8.
Pacers. This is not Pacers offense.
So LB said, he said, F that. Good defense.
That was good.
You know, bully me. What are you talking about?
Thank God they didn't call a foul.
Yeah, I could have seen that happening. 2.8 left.
Nothing stupid. Nothing
Tough. He
stupid.
doesn't
Straight
even
up. Just straight
recognize.
up.
Cat, thank you.
Oh, nope.
Cat did nothing silly. Just put the hands up.
They're about to get that 7-point lead you talked about, and then we'll still be nervous.
I'm not. I hope so. I just said that you need 2 possessions to make me feel.
Well, it's 2 possessions now. I mean, it's
You're
3,
right.
but there's
You're
a
right.
lot of time.
You're
though.
right. 7 is technically 3
Yeah.
possessions. And you'll like it.
Come on.
Now, when
Okay, I'm putting Brunson in now already. Like, what are we doing? It's 3 minutes. Under 4, you put him in. What are we doing here?
I might steal another minute if I could.
For what? For that?
That was a bad pass.
Nah,
Both
that
of
got
them.
hit. That got
Lucky.
hit. That got hit by
They're
it.
gonna watch.
No, it got. He did.
Nemhard saying he didn't touch it. I mean Nemhard.
Somebody
Smith. God
I
damn.
felt like I
I've
saw
done that
him
like
touch
every game.
Well,
this
they're looking at it
playoffs.
on the bench.
Inbound that ball. Inbound that ball. Inbound that ball.
Carlisle's doing it.
Yeah, what's up with all this obstruction that they allow these dudes to do? Just jump in the way.
Yeah.
He's got one
I felt like
I felt like looking at
somebody
it.
touched it at the end. He didn't touch it. No.
Neesmith is saying he didn't touch it, so it's Neesmith or nothing, basically. Like, because OG didn't touch that, and it was out. The last person to touch it before Neesmith potentially touched it was a Knick.
And what? That's what I'm saying. Put Brunson back in the game, and you allowing McBride to turn the ball over? This is terrible. 3 minutes, 3:30. Like, come on. There's no difference between
All right, it's time.
that and 2 something.
Well, maybe you bring him in now.
You better bring him in now. If he doesn't bring him in now, fire.
Apparently, Shaq.
Fire Tibbs if he doesn't bring him in.
Oh,
if he's not
God.
in after this, fire Tibbs.
Apparently, Shaq said at halftime, because obviously we couldn't hear because we're doing this. Shaq said at halftime about there was a shot that Karl Anthony Towns took. Remember during that bad second quarter where it was a trailing 3 and it was like mad far away and he just bricked it.
Yeah.
He said this shot right here, we'd be fighting in the locker room right now. We're down 0-2. We're taking 35-footers.
And he's not lying. They would definitely. And that was in the 90s too.
We'd be fighting in the locker room.
It's funny. Cat would be like, "I'll fight you because you couldn't take 35-footers." He's like, "I'll fight you because you couldn't hit free throws."
I think Shaq got that one though. To be fair.
And Shaq's he's probably not lying. He would be fighting in the locker room. He probably would be mad at
Okay,
Kobe
so
for saying
look. Oh, he didn't touch that.
You can't give away possessions like this, man.
That was 2 bad passes that set that up.
The Cat pass was the first pass.
Yo, they won both challenges.
Brunson's still not in.
Brunson's still not in. So you're saying fire Tibbs?
Yeah, fire him. See, fire him.
He likes that midi, man.
What are we doing? What are you saving him for? 1 minute?
I agree.
We're saving for the last minute?
I think at this point, I would have brought him in after that challenge. I would have brought him in.
I would have brought him in
before
5
that.
minutes left.
Yeah.
I thought I'd bring him in after the challenge.
What are we doing?
Good take by Deuce.
A good take, but lucky for Tibbs.
Yo, I'd be forgetting he could jump like
Oh,
that.
that's who you meant lucky for.
Yeah.
I feel you.
That he did. He came up big right there.
He went up strong.
That's
a foul.
There we go. They're giving Indiana all these damn. They're overturning everything for Indiana.
Let's see.
He got some arm in there.
Yeah, he got some arm. That's not the
best. But if he gets ball first, they say it doesn't matter. Stop crying.
I'd be tight if I were him. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I wouldn't be tight. So you better hit these. Thank you. What are you saving Brunson for? I wanted to hear the horn. He's riding with what works. I want to hear the horn. Like, what are we doing?
Yo, if this works and they end up winning, though. If this works and they end up winning.
Yeah, I'm going to save him for 213.
He made both.
I mean, okay. If you want to say Brunson's having a bad game, that's why. This is crazy. I mean, I get defensively.
Look, that's a foul.
But right now, you got to bring him in. Are they shooting?
Was it Cat or was it McHale?
It's Cat.
Are they shooting?
Yes.
You got to bring him in. Tibbs is wild.
It's Cat right there. See?
Oh. Yeah, let me stand in the way and just clock you, bro. Like, that's 5 now, right?
Yeah, that's 5.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
This is another reason I think you got to get it back. Both teams in the bonus. You got to think this.
And that's
you got to be kidding me right now.
And that's a great point because what is he going to do at a minimum?
At a minimum, he has a better chance.
He'll get to the free throw line.
More to the free throw line, which he's done a good job of today. That's his best trait today, is getting to the free throw line.
If I Brunson, I'd be like standing right next to Tibbs right now. You stupid?
You saw him look. You saw him looking. Like, oh my goodness! If they lose this with Brunson off the floor, the conversations we're gonna have.
You thought it was bad when he couldn't get Brunson and Hart back in the game that one time against Detroit?
Oh my goodness!
Nah, man, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, you want.
Oh my God, Cat! That was such a bad screen.
Oh, good head fake.
That's a foul.
And one.
And you still have Brunson on the bench now.
That was the makeup
in an empty possession. You have Brunson on the bench, and still here he comes. One possession too late. Watch if they hit this. better get a stop
Good
here.
recovery. I agree.
Pacers are not
This is
getting.
this
Knicks
is a
are
must-stop.
defending really well.
They
This
are.
quarter.
They've defended really well in this quarter.
Oh, what a
Damn,
pass!
they have them scrambling. No, that's off.
Rebound. Grab it. That should be an Indiana foul. We bring them to the ground.
I wouldn't be inclined to
Time
do
out.
it.
Time out.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh no, finish.
Oh wow,
Good rebound, hard.
big shot.
Again.
Wow, tough
Brunson on the
rebound.
bench.
Yeah,
So
I
you
would have
gotta-
took the timeout to get Brunson in.
There.
That's what you were thinking about, right?
Yes, and they. Oh,
Yeah,
foul.
I knew they
Now
were
it's a
gonna
tie-
call that.
Now it's a tie game.
Well, if he makes. Oh my
on,
goodness.
Tibbs is a.
Let's see. Look at
I
Bridges
can't
going up,
defend Tibbs on
going
this.
up soft again.
I
like-
promise you, I haven't been a Tibbs hater until I really start to
Till today?
until I start to look closely. This is crazy.
Yeah, OG got there a touch late.
What are we doing? No, this doesn't. This never happens. You don't hold your best player out until 137.
I thought that right at the 3-minute mark when they did the challenge, I thought that's when you should have brought Brunson in.
Yeah, and to me that's late. I'm thinking like 5-ish.
You know what the other thing
gonna
is?
be under 4.
But you know what the other thing is? It's like Tibbs may be because Towns is cooking, and it's like, all right,
And you're winning a little bit. You started to win.
and they're getting killed with both of them on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, I could see that.
They're giving up 1.5 points per possession with both of them on the floor before this
I
game.
don't know, bro.
So now both of them are in foul trouble too. On top of that, Indy knows this.
Yeah, that's
This
the thing.
is let's
They better win this game. That's all I gotta say.
let's see what happens.
Oh, and
Uh-oh.
then he turns it over.
Oh my God, who touched that last?
Haliburton did.
Yeah, he knows it. He's not even doing the finger thing.
He did this. It looked like Haliburton.
Yeah.
It looked like Haliburton.
But that was a lazy ass pass. What was
Yeah,
Brunson doing,
Bruce
man?
Brunson's had a couple of those today.
He's cold. He's been sitting too long.
Ooh,
Well,
big
Like
shot.
he comes in right off the bench right away.
I would love to be up 4 now. Come on, man. Now this dude's
Attacking Brunson right away.
you can't give up a 3.
Brunson Towns
No
action.
3.
Yep.
Get on him! Up!
He used to coach.
Rebound. Let's go.
Rebound. There you go. Big rebound.
Give it to
Josh.
Brunson. Oh, okay. Fine.
Nope. I like that. Don't
Yeah.
don't exert Brunson. Come the ball. Now move the ball.
Brunson told him take it up.
Take it
Yeah.
up.
Now
Move the
relax.
ball. Or see, this is where we talk about the heel center off, but this is where he's value. Can he draw fouls late?
Give him a call.
Oh.
There was a lot of body there.
This was a
Look at that.
tough shot.
That's a tough shot.
He wasn't hitting those all game, but he hits them when it counts.
Who's cutting here?
Nice. That's good. No.
I don't know why
Terrible.
he faded away that far.
He didn't need to. I think he thought somebody was going to come in to contest.
When you're short, that tends to happen.
Yeah.
from
You're
experience.
used to always having a fade.
Yeah.
He didn't need to. It's funny. Had he just probably went up a Rose and Fire, he'd have got it. All right,
And
offense,
Bruce.
defense.
You want him to get
Is this for
fouled.
Brunson and Towns?
Yes.
Or Brit? Yeah. See, look at
How
this.
many timeouts
Look at
does
this
Knicks have?
guy. He has a helmet too.
1, 2? Is that 2 timeouts for Knicks?
You're not down with the indie culture.
So they can call a timeout on a rebound.
Yeah, they could.
Stay up.
Yeah.
He's gonna run out to the 3. That's it. He loves that. Get on that. Rebound.
Oh my
rebound.
goodness.
That
Rebound.
was so close.
Thank you,
Oh
ref.
my God.
Thank you. Finally, a good call.
Ooh. Josh Hart's been huge on the boards.
What's that? Tell me that's 8.
Let me tell you. It is
7.
9. He has 9.
You got 9 boards.
Yeah.
So let me see if my thing is. So Towns has 24, 9. And what was my other one? Bridges. Oh, I need Bridges to get in the basket.
Oh.
Bridges hasn't been-
Oh.
I think I had, like,
Wait.
What happened? He's hurt for real?
Yeah. It looked
he's
like
walking.
it. Oh, okay. He's walking. It looked like he might have twisted it on the way down.
He's tough as hell. Though.
He is limping a little. This is why I worry about how his game is gonna age.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking like the toll it will take on his body? Got
Because he-
Did you just say he's like a running back?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
plays
he's
very
kinda like-
physical. He's 30. He's a shooting guard that plays like a power forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did like that sub by Tibbs in getting Mitch, who hadn't played all quarter, and Deuce in here.
His game will age better if he
And
comes
what
off
helps
the
is
bench.
you don't have to sub Towns or Brunson back in, so you have your best defensive lineup out here.
His game will age better if he comes off the bench long term, I think.
I kind of agree with you on that.
All right, let's go.
And plays maybe 25 to
25.
27
Go. Get a
minutes.
stop. Get a stop. Get a stop. No threes.
Damn, they're really they
Yep.
No threes. Stay up on
Guard
him.
the
Stay
line.
up on
Stay
him.
up on him without fouling.
Good. Stay up on him. Make him shoot that. He's running back.
They fouled him.
They had one to give.
But was that really a
Did they?
foul?
They're
they
in the
didn't.
bonus.
Sorry,
In
bonus,
this
my bad.
game? Is that a foul? Did you see something? Did I miss something? Did you see the foul?
No, not really.
Like all this stuff is going on in this game.
Let's see. Let's.
They didn't call that foul when Cat. We should have had an and one on the three.
This is ridiculous. He needs help. Haliburton needs help.
Knicks, man.
I'd like a replay. Just to see.
They're not
You
getting
know?
that. But you got
Oh.
it here.
Hands a little bit.
Yeah, that's every play.
Let's see.
A little reach.
Okay, you got him in the back
Oh,
of the
it's because
jersey.
it's because
Did he
when
grab it?
when you do the
Grab the
two
jersey?
hands,
Yeah.
it's they call when you do the two hands. That's why Brunson did that earlier. He's like he was good here, and then once he went like this, they're like, oh,
And maybe because at the end of the game, they're looking more closely
I guess.
because that happens every possession.
So Brunson's not. I don't know if Brunson came back in. Cat came back in on the sub.
Let's get a rebound here.
Double big. All
Brunson's
good free throw
not.
shoot. No, because they're
Timeout.
going to take the timeout.
All right, so
They'll get Brunson in now. So they get all the best free throw shooters on the floor. Oh,
I need
boy.
them to inbound it to Bridges.
Oh,
for him to
my
get fouled
goodness.
and hit the 2 free throws.
and for those of you who had Knicks plus, what was it,
Did
two,
you take
two and a half?
did you take the Knicks money line? You when you were down 19?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
How
Yeah.
could you forget
I
about
wasn't
that?
even-
It's
I
the
got.
best long
I have
shot.
like 3 Knicks bets. I'm like all over the place.
They hit that Knicks money line early.
I'm not gonna get the Mitch rebounds unless they go into overtime.
And I'm not counting this victory yet, obviously, because
Yeah.
this is crazy. Like I can't trust it.
Cat with the rebounds, he got 15. Don't look at the stats though, because they're ahead of us. I already looked away.
It's in the timeout now, so you should
Yeah,
but
I'm
you're
gonna
right. You
look-
might not
you're
want to
right.
look
I don't wanna look.
if they're too ahead.
I hate that.
Woo.
When the Cavs beat the Pacers in Game 3, what was the score? Oh, it was a blowout. Okay. Yeah, it was a blowout. They just ran away from it. And I think Bucks might have been also. Yeah, this is the closest Game 3 the Pacers have had by far in these playoffs. Didn't they enter this quarter with a 10-point lead? Was it 10?
At least.
10-7, something like that? This is straight role reversal from what we've seen the first 2 games.
Woo. All right. Let's see. So look, this stuff here right now, execution, man. Knicks have to execute on the inbound. They got a timeout. And guys got to hit their free throws. They got the best free throw shooting lineup timeout
And
out.
I don't want overtime.
No. We've seen that once already.
Twice, technically.
Oh, here we go. What's this dumbass call I got right here? Okay, he's open. Oh, I thought he was going to shoot that. That's what we wanted the line.
It's a good play by Tibbs out of the timeout.
I thought Tibbs has made some good substitutions,
Yeah.
despite bringing Jalen Brunson in too late. I still think he brought him in too late.
If they win,
Nobody cares.
I'm gonna
yeah,
steal
if
that
they win,
inbound
you
play
might not be able to say it if you're playing the results.
Nah. You know, did the Knicks have a turnover in this quarter? I don't think they do.
Well, yeah, remember that McBride.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Actually, you're right about that.
It's funny. I don't think he never not say anything because then you're gonna get tight. The chat's gonna get tight at me. I'm gonna say it. A little bit of a limp from Towns.
Yeah.
He
Suck
played
it.
hard in the fourth quarter.
Well, they
Gonna
trying
ice
to ice him? Come on.
I thought it was trying to ice
Oh,
him.
no, they're trying to get somebody.
Well,
in.
they kind of people try to do it with the sub.
Yeah.
You know how people do it with a late sub to try to get you out of your rhythm at the free throw line.
I'd only be doing that to like rookies or dudes who like can't hit free throws.
Woo. Mo said his blood pressure meds are nearby. All right, Brunson clutch at the line.
Oh God.
Do you foul here?
I'm tired of him
A
already,
4?
bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Timothy Chalamet, of course, is
Because
there.
then at least you don't give up a 3.
I said no OT. Yeah, the only people
No,
who want
I wouldn't
OT,
foul.
the only people who want OT are people who got props they still trying to hit on.
Me.
That's it.
Exactly.
Me.
I just need Bridges to catch rebound and get
But
fouled.
it's fine because I got a show
I mean.
in the morning, and then I got another show tomorrow night after the Thunder game, and then I'm trying to go out for Memorial Day, so in between. So I'm like, I'm good with not overtime tonight.
Ooh.
Look, I'm good with knowing we'll have a game 5. I'll take that. Because,
Agreed. Game 5, we know we'll be back here at least through Saturday.
Thursday.
Tuesday,
Maybe.
Thursday.
Tuesday, Thursday.
Saturday. The Saturday be game 6 if there's a game 6.
Mm-hmm. And I said coming in, I think they split these. So
I'm still sticking with my prediction.
not saying I'm gonna bet the Pacers in game 4, but I probably am.
I can't do it.
I know you hate them. I'm just objectively looking at it, you know, like
I can't even be objective.
the way they've responded after these game 3 ass whoopings. But then look, the Knicks could come out just hot, you know, in game 4. Then it's like, oh,
yeah, they can have some,
we'll
some
see.
of the burden off them.
We'll see. Give yourself
we
life.
doing,
Oh yeah,
man?
they love doing this shit.
Get it.
You got to shoot, Pascal.
That's off. Rebound. Not you.
Look at that.
Yeah, you were right. I should have took the flip of the Josh Hart thing. I still wouldn't have got it because he'd been low. But actually,
He didn't get a double-double, though.
no.
He has
but
6
I had,
points.
Yeah.
Wait, I just need him to hit 2 free throws. Oh shoot, this could work out for me. I
needed Bridges to get that rebound.
No, I'm sorry. I had it the other way. I had 10 points to 8 boards, and he got 10 boards. You told me to take it the reverse way.
I said 8 and 10,
and I would have had it had I done the way you had. Damn.
Look at this. Look at this. Bridges, 15. It's 16 and a half I had.
14 straight free throws made for
right,
the
yeah.
Knicks.
The day after the same thing just happened to me. Even when you're right, you're wrong. Betting.
This will be another Knick win where they were down 20 in the playoffs.
You have to win 3 times in 4 games to win a series. No cover. I mean, well, they wouldn't have anyway.
Knicks with a win. Wow. 106 to 100. Wow.
Didn't we say?
Wow.
Nothing matters till the fourth quarter.
We told y'all. We tried to tell y'all. Y'all want
nothing matters. They played like trash for 3 quarters.
Trash. Tyreek Butler will be joining us from ESPN Radio. New York will be joining us for the post game. John said, geez, you have to go down by 20 every game.
Seriously.
I mean, it's their 3rd win of being down by 20 in the playoffs. That is insane. Like, that's not this stuff is not by accident if you do it this much. And hey, you got to give.
The Pacers do it even more.
But you got to hear, I'm going to say this right now for people. 2 people you got to give credit.
Lines up for Tuesday.
1.
Pacers open -2.5 point favorites.
1, you got to give Tibbs credit for sticking with the lineup he did at the beginning of the 4th quarter and not going away from Cat, who was terrible before that. 2, you got to give Cat credit.
Yes.
Cat had, what do you have, 20 points in the 4th quarter?
Yeah.
20 of his 24 in the 4th quarter?
Yep.
I mean, probably the 4th quarter of his career in a big-time game.
Of his life.
It's probably like an elimination game.
It saved their season for now.
He saved their season.
You know?
And he's been big in the playoffs. I hate to say it.
Not really. I mean, he's had big moments. He's had big moments, but he's been very, especially when you factor in the defense. Like, that's the thing.
I mean, well, yeah.
Like even today, he was doing
the Boston series, Detroit series. He came up big.
Even today, he was doing weird. Just
I'm getting so many happy texts from people.
They're probably just relieved.
I mean, it's relief because now you have life. Now you feel like this team can be back into this. I mean, we'll get into this more with Tyreek when he gets with us. But I think there's a lot of unsung heroes for me in this game. I thought Josh Hart was really good off the bench, particularly in the second half. Josh Hart, 6 of 6 from the line, 10 boards, 8 points. I thought McBride gave good minutes.
Yeah.
9 points. He played some good defense despite that one turnover he had was terrible. But beside that, it was good. And I'm sorry. I know people are going to not look at this, but it matters. These are not going to be sexy numbers that I'm going to talk about right here. The 11 minutes for Landry Shamet.
That's true. He was all
3
right.
points, 2 assists. And then DeLon Wright, who Brian has been asking for to play his boy. DeLon Wright with 2 points.
Good defense.
+2, played good defense in this game. It was really good. So the Knicks win 106-100. Just to reset here, folks. 106-100 victory for the Knicks. They were down 20 in this game. They come back in game 3. They now trail this series 2-1. This is a game they had to have. It looked like they were out of it, and they come back and they're able to get it done. Murph, we're going to have you put in, and Brian, put in your headsets.
I'm good.
So that you can hear as we start here with the post game. Knicks led by Karl-Anthony Towns' 24 points, 20 of those coming in the fourth quarter. Joining us now is my guy. He sat in this chair with us already, and he has been a guest here on the live stream. And now he's going to help us out. It's my guy, Ty Butler from ESPN Radio. Ty, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good, man? What's good? Listen, the Knicks.
I can't hear Ty. I don't know if it's because the computer is muted. Hang tight 1 second, Ty. We're gonna fix that. I don't hear you right now, in my ear. Ty, talk again now.
Yo, what's up, you guys?
There we go. Yep, I got you. I got you. Yes, go ahead.
20-point deficits are nothing to your New York Knicks. Third time they've come back in the playoffs to win a game down 20, twice against the Celtics, now tonight against Indiana, all on the road. So it's something about playing road games that rejuvenates this team, man. So excellent win. Karl-Anthony Towns, spectacular. All the people who were sending mean tweets about Cat, go ahead and delete them, because you don't want those showing up on all takes exposed.
Yo, our guy Jamal Murphy here. There was people ready to drive Cat to the airport, Ty. They're ready to drive Cat to the airport. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to keep it a buck. He stunk and disappeared for the first 3 quarters, and then he came alive in the fourth quarter. What do you make of his performance and what you saw from him? And do you think this is a big moment for him in his career because of what he did with the stakes and what the Knicks were facing in this game, possibly going down 3-0?
Well, listen, it's hard to say career because we've seen this exact formula. He did it in that game 4 against the Pistons, where he, comes in and he hits a couple of big time shots, and then we're right back to having the same conversation about him 2 weeks later. So,
yeah,
I guess the outcome will dictate what this means overall for like his legacy and what it means as far as how Knicks fans view him. But what it did promise is that we see a game 4 that matters, because had the Knicks gone down tonight, there was a 0% chance they were going to be the first team in NBA history to come back from 3-0 down, facing a 20-0 deficit. At that point, we're all just in unison saying the Pacers are just better. So, Cat showed out tonight. I thought it was very interesting. Jalen Brunson rode the bench for that comeback. So a little discourse going to be had in sports talk media tomorrow, but phenomenal game for Karl-Anthony Towns.
Nah, absolutely phenomenal game. And listen, I don't know how you felt down the stretch, Ty, about Jalen Brunson being on the bench, because that's going to be the talk. And you're going to hear from some people that are going to jump out the window and say, the Knicks team might be better when Brunson's on the bench. You saw a little bit better of the ball movement. Did you think Tibbs took too long to bring him back in? Because we all here were a little shocked at that, how long it took him to come back in.
I was shocked because it's Jalen Brunson. Like, he's one of the, 10 to 12 best players in the league. And like, list of guys who in basketball who would have that happen, like Luka, Ant-Man, SGA. Like, none of those superstars are riding the bench late in a must-win playoff game. So it shocked me. But the reaction to it is always going to be, if it works, you praise the coach. If it doesn't work, you criticize him for it. And it worked tonight. And because Jalen is so spectacular, like, here's where you give him credit. He didn't sulk. He wasn't moping around. He comes in, hits a couple of big shots, cans a couple of huge free throws, and essentially ends up icing the game for the Knicks, despite the fact that he was riding the bench for so long.
He was great. What did you think? Speaking of the bench, some other guys will have questions here too. What did you think of the minutes the Knicks got off the bench tonight? Because we saw DeLon Wright, we saw Landry Shamet. Some fans have been asking to see those guys. We did not see Campaign. I said in the last game, we don't want to see Campaign no more. I said we don't want to see you pay Campaign anymore, and you don't see him. What did you make of what the Knicks bench did? McBride obviously pretty good off the bench as well too.
Yeah, I thought Deuce was tremendous. He comes in with such confidence, big time shot making. His defense is a huge problem for Indiana. It's a bit of a different look because they go from trying to pick on Jalen Brunson to now having to actually attack Deuce, and he does a good job holding his own. Josh Hart, I thought, looked a little uncomfortable in the beginning coming off the bench because, there's a difference, and players will tell you, like, as much as we want to, sing this anthem of, whatever the team needs of me, I'll do. Coming off, being a starter for as long as he's been to now coming off the bench, that's a completely different situation to be thrust into. So I thought initially he looked really uncomfortable, but then we saw that energy, the rebounding. It's not something that's going to show up like in the scoring column, but the rebounding I thought was huge. Hit some big free throws late. He was 6 of 6 from the free throw line, and Josh Hart, him being that energizer bunny, still ends up playing 34 minutes was critical. Like this was a perfect storm for the Knicks. Josh Hart minutes, Deuce's minutes, Cat's eruption. I think the Brunson 5th foul ended up working out for them low key. And then I just thought that Rick Carlisle made a big mistake because he rode his bench too long in that third quarter. That's a time you're up 13, you go out for the knockout punch. Up 13, up 2-0 in the series. I understand you have your regular rotations. You go for the kill punch, and the Knicks were able to capitalize on him not doing that.
Yeah, they definitely were.
Yeah, I mean, Haliburton sat. We talked about Brunson sitting for a while. Haliburton also sat for a lot of that Knicks run early on, too. So that was a big thing there. Ty, want to ask you this. The shooting was just all over the place for both teams, but the Knicks ended up finding some, really Cat found some late. Indy shot 20% from 3. So if you're looking at this, you're like, all right, Indy might not do that again. So what's sort of the formula for the Knicks to try to get a second one on the road for Game 4, you think?
Well, obviously, Jalen Brunson has to play better. 6 of 18. I was actually, because I'm doing the radio show tomorrow in the morning, and my theme was going to be, it's very unfair that Jalen Brunson just can't afford to have a bad game. Like, you should be able to have an off night and your team figure it out. Not throughout an entire series, but just one night where guys pick it up. So this starts and ends with he can't be 6 of 18 from the field, and I don't think you'll see that. I need Bridges, man. Like, we oscillate, and I did the watch party show with you guys. We oscillate between, oh yeah, bleep the picks. He was worth the picks, and then you watch tonight, and it's like, man, like, can you be better than what you are for what we gave up for you? So I just think that Tibbs might have found something with this bench unit because it starts with like injecting confidence in them, being able to see them on the floor. Landry Shamet hits that shot. Deuce has been oozing with confidence all throughout the playoffs. So if you can just get some production from that bench, Brunson's not going to be 6 of 18 again. And whatever you found defensively to turn up the pressure on Indiana, you got to find a way to capitalize on that. Look, for the Knicks, my takeaway from Game 2 was it's hard to win 4 playoff rounds when you have 2 bad defensive players and teams can just pick on them all game long. And they were the Celtics tried it with their guys picking on Cat and Brunson, but they just, like the Pacers tonight, couldn't hit open threes. The Pistons tried it. They just didn't have the personnel to execute it. The Pacers do. So that's always going to be a disadvantage for them. But just to go back to my original point, Brunson's got to play better. What you got from the bench, I thought was fine. And then if Cat can somehow summon those superpowers pre-fourth quarter, that would be awesome too.
Would you run back the same rotation? Like, would you just do it the same way? You go legitimately 9 deep because 9 guys played double-digit amount of minutes for the Knicks. You start Mitchell Robinson. He plays almost 30 minutes. He tops out at 29, and you're able to stagger the two bigs. Like, they found some answers, I guess, but it looked clunky for honestly, it looked clunky for 3 quarters until Cat kind of saved them in the end. But do you run back the same rotation for game 4?
I think that you just roll with what we think worked because to your point, like they were getting bludgeoned. They were down 55-35. This game felt over. So the takeaway will be, oh man, starting lineup, rejigger things, and now that led to them coming back and winning this game. But the biggest takeaway is Cat had probably his best performance in a Knick uniform. Would I go with the same starting lineup? Yes, I would. I thought Mitchell Robinson looked gassed at times in this game. Like it didn't feel like he had the same impact he had coming off the bench. But yeah, man, I would roll with this same unit and just try to get Bridges and OG some easier shots. And also Cat's got to get it going earlier.
Yeah, I want to just comment on that because I felt like I noticed the same thing with Mitchell Robinson, and Brian and I were talking about this beginning, but Mitchell Robinson was playing longer stretches, Ty, than he had ever had before. And this is a team that can run. And I think that definitely warned him a little bit. Now, he's been a bit better conditioned than he has been throughout the playoffs since he came back from injury. But that's something I think the Knicks have to monitor. But, hey, Josh Hart still played 34 minutes in this game.
Yeah, the Mitchell Robinson thing is interesting because so he gets 29 minutes. The Pacers are going to try to wind him. They're going to try to bring him to the perimeter and get past him. He's excellent at recovering, even if he gets beat off the first step because he's so lengthy. But that's what they got to do. They got to figure out a way to neutralize him. If it's not sending him to the free throw line, it's making sure he's running so much where he's winded and he's not as effective as he is when he's that jolt of energy coming off the bench.
Yeah. Murph, you got anything for Ty?
I mean, from the Pacers side of things, this is again, they lose game 3 in a series. Every other series, they've come back strong in game 4. What do you expect to see from them compared to how they played tonight?
So if I'm the Pacers, honestly, I'm a bit concerned because I would rather and I don't think any athlete would ever admit this, but just me analyzing, or if I'm a Pacers fan, I would rather have gotten blown out in that game because getting blown out in game 3 just tells me we took our foot off the gas. We were a bit complacent and, the wheels just came off, similar to how we had seen in previous series. Losing a 20-point lead, now you go into next game with much, much more concern that you lost despite Jalen going 6 of 18, Bridges going 6 of 18, and Cat really didn't do anything until the fourth quarter. Now, he was tremendous in the fourth quarter, but to have those guys on lock for 3 quarters and still lose that game sends shockwaves to me through that locker room. And you got to figure out, like, Nesmith was awesome in game 1. I got to get him some more shots. I know he hurt his ankle, but I got to get him some more threes. The Miles Turner thing is interesting to me too. Like, he's not a post-up player, but you got to figure out a way to get easier shots. Their bench didn't really do much outside of TJ McConnell. I thought Obi Toppin is similar to Campaign sometimes, where it's like a roller coaster. But
word.
From the Pacers standpoint, I would much rather have gotten blown out in that game than to lose in a heartbreaking fashion, because now you got to conjure up like those, the mental fortitude to overcome blowing a 20-point lead against that team who we still know is excellent, man. Like, there's a reason why the Knicks were the 3 seed.
Yeah. No, and they've come back and they have had these comebacks time and time. Like Ty mentioned, this 3rd time they've done in the playoffs. You have to start thinking this is a real thing. Ty, do you think this kind of win, you said you'd have concern on the Pacers side, and Murph just asked you, but do you think this kind of win can really spark the Knicks here? I picked the Knicks to win these next 2 games, 3 and 4.
Really?
I came out and said it. I think the Knicks will win these 2 games. Do you think this sparks them? Do you think they can win game 4 here in Indy?
I think they can win game 4. I think anyone with conviction about, one way or the other is being disingenuous. We have no idea. Like, the first 3 games of this series, like, did we have any idea Indiana would be up 2-0?
No.
Did any of us think the Knicks, after going down 20, would come back and win? So we're all kind of just guessing at this thing. But to answer your question, can the Knicks win? Absolutely. They just showed that they can do it. And what are they now? 6-1 on the road in the playoffs.
Right.
And it's very encouraging. I keep pointing this out. For you to win the bad Jalen Brunson game is an excellent sign because I don't think the rest of the series he's going to be that awful. He came into this game averaging nearly 40 points. He got the bad game out of his way, and he did it in a win. So the Knicks definitely can go on the road. And the Pacers, for some odd reason, just have been worse at home than they've been on the road. So I think we're going to have a spectacular game on Tuesday night. And watch for this tomorrow because I know you guys consume a lot of sports media. Here's going to be the little ticker on all the shows. Does the winner of Game 4 win the series? We're going to run that thing back with the way we did in every other series we've seen played.
Yeah.
I mean, and it might be the case too, to be fair. We'll see how it plays out. I would ask this, Ty. So let's say Brunson does have the bounce back game, 30 plus, whatever it is. Do you have any concern? Because some people were saying that, hey, they kind of moved the ball better without him. Do you have a concern that he has the game, but nobody else does?
I think Brunson would be smart. Brunson, we have to give him credit for how smart he is. High IQ player. And I think him watching that unfold the way that it did gives him enough ammunition mentally in his thought process of thinking the game to recognize I've got to get my guys going early. He knows he can score 30 in his sleep. Like that's just no question about it. But he's got to get those guys going. The ball has to move because if it becomes the Jalen Brunson or bust show, Indiana can win those games. They've shown that they can win those games. Once it's like, OG hit a couple of big threes in this game. That's going to just kind of get overshadowed. The deuce shots, Josh Hart, him hustling on the board. So a lot of these things get overshadowed. But I think he's smart enough as a player to recognize how that game unfolded and say, I'm not going to completely change who I am. Like it's made me an all NBA guy for the second straight season. I'm once again an MVP candidate, not completely change who he is, but make more of a concerted effort, at least early in the game to move the ball around and get his guys engaged and involved. Because if you get them engaged and involved offensively, we see a completely different group on the defensive end. Once guys start scoring, they get motivated to want to play defense.
Yeah. And I think he absolutely has to do that for this team moving forward. How much credit are you giving to Tom Thibodeau, if any, Ty, on those? Because you notice, and what I mean specifically, one, the lineup change and putting Mitch into the starting lineup, and then two, going legit 9 deep in this game and playing DeLon Wright and Landry Shamet. How much credit do you think that Tom Thibodeau should be given here?
I think we just all have to be consistent and fair. Because
good luck with that.
If we're criticizing the dude for not playing his bench enough, for not utilizing lineups that work, then once he makes those changes, isn't it only fair to give him credit? Once he makes those changes and they work, you got to give him credit. Now, he certainly is not unblemished. He's made his share of mistakes throughout the postseason. But I think when we look at this roster, and I don't want to continue to harp on this, but winning 4 playoff rounds with your 2 best players can't play defense is tough. He's got to overcome that. He's got to overcome the fact that Mitchell Robinson, who we all love, has so far through 15 games missed 32 free throws. He's got to overcome the thin bench. So there's a lot on his plate, and I'm not feeling sorry for him. But all I'm saying is when he pushes the right buttons and they work, let's give him credit just the same way we would criticize him if those buttons were pushed and the Knicks lost games, similar to how they did the first 2 against this Pacers team.
Nah, I don't disagree at all. Ty, know you got to run. We appreciate you, man, for coming and rocking with us after the game. We got to get you back up here in this chair. We got to do that. But a good win for the Knicks. Tell the people what you got coming up next. I know you got some stuff coming up tomorrow. You're on the radio tomorrow. What's going on next for you?
Listen, I appreciate you guys. It's always a celebration every time we link up. As the great Aubrey Graham once said, I'm on ESPN Radio in New York, 880 ESPN tomorrow morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern, hanging out with my guy, Rick DiPietro. So he's a big Knicks fan. I know he's going to be hyped. So we'll break this down, talk some Knicks, talk some Yankees and Mets. Great weekend for all the New York teams. How about that, Dexter?
Nah, you're right. It is a great weekend for New York teams. Mets got a dub tonight. Yankees won the series today as well too. So
Liberty beat the
good
Fever.
weekend. Liberty 3-0 start. You know what I'm saying?
Controversial non-foul call at the end, but we'll
Nah,
take
that
it.
shit was clean, Ty.
Tasha Cloud.
That shit was
Tasha Cloud
clean.
getting the steal. It was clean. Ty, appreciate you, bro. Go get some rest before the morning show. We'll check you out there. That is Ty Butler. Thanks, Ty. Appreciate
Thanks,
you, man.
Ty.
Ty Butler of ESPN New York Radio. Check him out in the morning, as he said there. Good win. Thanks. Shout out to everybody in the chat. See, a lot of you have had a lot of comments.
Yeah, where we
a
at?
lot of hype. I got Mike Patton in there. Mike Patton says, "What's up, Murph?" We'll try to go through some of these comments and just a little bit more talk before we go here. We got some good stuff to go through here. But look, if you're a Knicks fan, you have to be excited. You got to be happy about what you saw here.
Right.
We were here in the middle of this game talking about the future, as if there wasn't even going to be a game.
I think a lot of people were.
Yeah, we're not alone in that, and there's no shame in that.
I think there's people
It looked
probably
like the
deleting
future was
tweets.
coming fast.
Yeah,
I'm not deleting no tweets. The future was coming fast.
you
know what I'm saying? The call we criticized Karl Anthony Towns, as he deserved to be.
Rightfully so.
I have to also give the man credit for stepping up.
Rightfully
I thought Ty made a great point. I think OG Anunoby, who had a really good game, was an unsung hero in this game. He had big shots, 3 blocks. I think he had 2 blocks in the first half, one late in the second half on Neesmith.
Yeah.
He was really good. And you have to give credit where credit is due. Excuse me. The Knicks gave themselves a chance. They had to win this game.
Had to.
They do win this game. Now they could do what I said I think do. I think they're going to win game 4. And part of it is I don't think Brunson can play that bad again. I mean, he can, but I don't think he will. How you feeling about game 4?
I mean, I think they're in pretty good shape. Not only did Brunson not have a good game, the Knicks did not have a good game. They didn't play well for the first 3 quarters or for the game. I think they had 14 turnovers or 13 assists. That's not a good game.
Not a good game.
It was sloppy most of the game. Somehow, I mean, it was shocking when they cut it to 5 and they cut it to 3. That's and it happened like that. Not even playing well. So I think from the Knicks mentality, like they have to be confident going into game 4. They have to feel good. They know they can play better than what they did. So
they won the game. They won. Their stretches in games 1 and 2 where they played much better. They played much better for the majority of game 1 than they did for the majority of this game.
Yeah, they played better the entire first 3 quarters than they did the entire first 3 quarters of this game.
Right.
Yeah.
They lost that game and won this one. So, I mean, if you want to say they got one back, I mean, I guess you can say that. I don't want to overstate also, like, I don't think Indy's going to shoot 5 for 25 from 3 again. You know what I mean? Like, there's another piece to this where it's like, I know the Knicks didn't play their best, but Indy had a bad second half also. And I think the Knicks played better than them, like, not just in the 4th quarter, but in the 3rd quarter too.
Defensively too.
Yeah, that's where you really felt the turning. Like, defensively, Indy wasn't in their rhythm where they were flying and they were moving the ball and things of that nature. The Knicks were actually, like, staying home, playing defense, responsible defense. They had some stupid fouls here and there, as we talked about during the game. But at the same time, they did a really good job of just elevating their defense, their pressure, and things of that nature. The Pacers ended up with 12 turnovers in the game after not having many early on. The Pacers also ended up winning the rebounding battle, 38-37. And generally, I would be like, that's a bad sign for the Knicks, except the Pacers shot 20% from 3.
At one point, I believe the Pacers were +8 or +9 on the glass.
Yeah.
So the fact the Knicks even got it to
it's the 4th quarter.
It's a 4th quarter.
Karl Anthony Towns saved their season.
He did.
Like, it wasn't.
Who thought anybody would say those words?
But he's had these moments in the playoffs. Like, I thought I was done, talking trash about Towns after the Detroit series.
You're never going to be
up
done
big.
with
So I thought I was done there. I was like, I got to give it to him. Then of course he has a couple bad games. Even against the Celtics, he had a couple shaky games, but for the most part he came through. And then of course the first 2 games against Indiana.
Yeah.
Nothing really. And then the first 3 quarters of this game. But he comes through. I think I gotta be done. Like, please, call me out.
Yet,
if you
not
hear
yet.
me, hear me talking trash about Towns.
No, not yet.
You
gotta give it. You gotta give it the. Let's see how he plays game 4.
But I'm just saying, like he saved their season in game 3 though.
But if in game 4 he goes 15-8 and he shoots like 5 or 16 and he fouls out,
right back.
You're gonna be right.
You're texting me. You're gonna be like, Dex. Nah, I knew.
I mean, so here's the thing that's interesting to think about. Tibbs maybe he's vindicated now in terms of like, all right, fine, opened up the rotation, switched some things up. We didn't see campaign, which we both pretty much predicted last game. We were like, hey, DeLon Wright should play. We think he'll play. DeLon Wright played. As did Landry Shamet. That one I wasn't sure we'd see.
Right.
A little surprised we haven't seen Precious Achiuwa at all in this series, but okay, Landry Shamet gave him decent minutes. And DeLon Wright, I thought, fought as well. I feel like Rick Carlisle is going to make more adjustments. I don't necessarily think he's going to tinker with the starting lineup. With a 2-1 lead at home, I don't think you do that. But he did lean on his bench a little bit more, to Ty's point, in that run where Tyrese Haliburton was sitting, and I don't remember if it was 16-4, the run that the Knicks were on. So I think there are going to be some tweaks there that the Knicks have to be ready for in Game 4, because Rick Carlisle, we see it. Like he's calling timeouts as soon as he sees like 4 straight points, something he doesn't like, boom, timeout. He doesn't wait. So I think he's going to be very proactive and have Indy coming out the way that they came out, where they smack Cleveland around in Game 4, where they smack Milwaukee around in Game 4, and that's what the Knicks have to be ready for. So they need to come out the gate hitting shots. Their offense, like they can't just lollygag around. We thought that they started off pretty well, and then Indy closed the first quarter strong, and that's when it started to look like, oh, this might be over before the Knicks fought back. So Game 4 is not going to be. I don't think it's going to be just like this. I think it's going to be different.
I think another thing to watch is the Neesmith injury. He turned his ankle. It was a bad turn. He wasn't productive when he came back in the game. He looked to be moving all right, but he wasn't productive. We know how big he's been in this series in particular.
Only 8 shots tonight.
Right. How is he gonna look? After what's it gonna look like tomorrow? Is it gonna swell up? Is it gonna be worse? I think that's a factor to look at, because he's a big part of their team. So that's something that could work in the Knicks' favor also.
Yeah, I think it's something to look at. But listen, I think you look at the Knicks here. The bench is huge. The Pacers got 27 points off the bench. The Knicks got 20. They're staying within striking distance, and this is probably one of the better Knicks bench performances of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that quickly. The bench, because we talked about it. We joked about it a little during the game. Okay, you haven't been using anybody all year. You wait till Game 3 when you're down 2-0 to all of a sudden you're bringing these guys in off the bench. Like, what is it? An indictment on? Is it an indictment on what you weren't doing? Does he continue to do it Game 4? Because it's not so much do or die Game 4. Does he continue to use the bench? Was it successful? Like we said, they didn't play a great game as a team.
I still do think it's do or die though.
The reason, I still look at it as do or die too. Yeah. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is that you talked about this at
the
top
desperation
of the game,
might not
out
be
with
the
that
same.
desperation, that urgency,
right.
And human nature is to let down just a little bit.
Right.
I will say this to what you're bringing up, which I think is a good question. If Tibbs does not make these same adjustments and go deep, he's going to get strongly questioned as to why. Now, some people might argue the only reason we saw Landry Shamet in this is because of how quick McBride picked up 3 fouls.
Foul trouble.
Game.
That's right.
Now, maybe this
might be true.
I don't remember who this was, and it was on one of my God game shows this year, but they made a good point. And he said, Tibbs is a creature of habit, and sometimes the best thing for him is that he is forced into doing these things to change. I don't remember who my guest was that said it, but it was a great point, and I feel like this could be part of it. But now, here's what I'm wondering: if you were forced to change today, but you saw some positive results, DeLon Wright's still a +2, Landry Shamet was a +12. That is better than anything mostly you've seen of campaign outside of Game 1, where campaign was a +6,
right? And
Game 1 against Detroit, where campaign was a plus whatever he was. These guys give you plus minutes, and I think the side is it's not offense. Both guys only had 2 and 3 points for Wright and Sham, respectively. Their defense was good and infectious, and there's a value on that. When he looks at the tape, I hope he sees the value. So if he goes back, I think there's something to the fact that the Knicks put 9 deep. I believe that. If he goes back to not playing 9 deep, the fans gonna come for him.
Yeah.
I know the fans in the chat are already going to come for him. John is ready. I know fans are going to come for him on this. And I think it would be indictment. You can't go away from this. You got to stick with this lineup. You have to steal minutes. They stole minutes when Brunson couldn't play tonight and he had a bad game.
And foul trouble. So do they get those same minutes if he's not in foul trouble?
That's the question.
Yeah. And if
But they don't have to get the same minutes because
Right.
what if Brunson has a better game? It's
Right.
just about using them to steal minutes.
Okay,
Right.
but if Brunson has a better game and he's out there more, does that work in Indy's favor because they're going deeper into their bench? This is sort of the chess match that we're going to see play out in Game 4.
To that point,
there's what ifs on both sides, all up and down.
What's scary is does Tibbs Brunson's having a good game? Tibbs is like, you gotta stick with my guy.
Right.
Stick with my guy. That's the scary part of it. Or does he say, hey, you know what? I saw DeLon Wright and come in and I trust him. Let me steal 3 minutes here. If DeLon Wright plays 5 minutes in this game, I'm not going to be mad that he played 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If there are 5 minutes that help other guys not be as exhausted,
Right.
I'm cool with that. I think you have to read and react to the game, but no, I have these guys here to use them, or just go and saying, I'm going to use these guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to play Shamet. I'm going to play DeLon Wright, but I'm going to look at the spots and not think there has to be a script.
Right.
That's the thing I like about Carlisle. There's no script for him.
Right. And I think we
That's
know
true. Very true.
the DeLon Wright thing. He has supplanted Campaign. Right. We're not gonna. I think we know we'll see Wright tomorrow in that backup point guard role rather than Campaign.
I agree.
And you can. And
if he goes back to Campaign,
that would be crazy. And also, you can justify it as a coach. Like if you don't want to,
he'll be like, "Oh, I need offense."
Or it's a matchup thing.
Campaign under 2.5 points.
You don't have to say, this guy, he played himself out of the role or anything. You could just justify and say it's a matchup thing. Against the Pacers, Wright fits better.
Let's get to some comments.
Yeah, real quick.
Barbershop Sports Talk podcast. My bad. Says if he goes back to 6 or 7 guys, and he should be fired on the spot. If he goes back to 6 or 7, I don't think they win that game. I think they proved it here. This is the deepest their rotation's been all series. And honestly, they looked like they were going to lose until Karl Anthony Towns went crazy. So they were able to keep pace, though, and you got good minutes from your bench.
I agree.
Raphael Glass says, as a Knick hater, I'm disappointed the Pacers let off the gas, but I'm good with Cat having that fourth. Who do you root for, Raphael? That's what I'm curious to know.
He roots for Knicks' demise.
Or do you root for Minnesota? Like you're good on Cat having that fourth? Are you from New Jersey?
Former Timberwolves fan?
You know, you're from Jersey or something along those lines? I'd like to know that. Mike Patton had a couple of things in here. It ain't over yet.
Shout out to Mike.
Payne can easily pop back up. You're gonna have all of Memphis after you talking about Payne, man.
I like them in
Yo,
college.
Payne is my guy, fellow Steelers fan.
Murray State.
He continues, as a Bulls fan, I surely know Tibbs has to be forced into things. He could very well go back to playing 6.5 men next game.
You think someone talked to Tibbs like in the organization to get him to do this?
You think he gives a shit if they talk to him? Like,
I mean,
creature of habit. Also,
do I think somebody talked to Tibbs?
Like upper level?
Yeah, I do.
You know how we say real recognize real? Well, stubborn recognize stubborn. And as a stubborn man, I know that Tibbs is probably going to be like, yeah, I know this worked this time, but next time I might just go back to what I'm.
I think there had.
He better not.
I think there had to be some talking at least about the starting lineup change. I do think some of the Shamet stuff, like I said, I think DeLon Wright was going to play no matter what today.
I agree,
and I agree with Murphy.
And Shamet might not have.
Shamet might not have, if not for the fouls. But maybe it's just at least you could trust Shamet. Did Shamet? I mean, the numbers, plus minuses and everything, but just the eye test tells you, did Shamet mess it up bad?
No, he didn't.
He's
been in these situations before.
He's their highest plus minus.
He's played in playoff games before. We with the Clippers when they made their runs. So
did he play well?
I didn't say that, but he's been in these environments.
Deuce had 15 minutes. Shamet had 11, and it's entirely possible that Deuce just has all 26 if he doesn't get in the foul trouble.
I mean, would I like more Deuce minutes instead theoretically instead of Landry Shamet minutes? Of course. Yeah. But I still feel like this shows you can steal minutes and keep some guys fresher, because I do think Game 4 will still be a good game. I do think the Knicks have to come out with the requisite energy for this game. And I do think they have to be focused from the jump. I think you'll get a better Jalen Brunson game. I think you will get guys that play. You need a better Mikal Bridges game. You need Cat to be good throughout. You need Cat to look like he did in Game 1. I hope this wakes him up. There's been some times where we've seen Cat get woken up. I hope it wakes him up. And good for that man. I feel good for him because we were killing him. Some of y'all already just get him to the airport. Y'all talking about trading him for Giannis.
Which I think people still would do, but I get it.
I understand that. But you got to revel as a Knicks fan.
Let me ask you.
They got this. Yeah.
I'm going to ask both of y'all this. How do you think Indy comes out next game?
They're going to be better. They'll be better. But I think it'll be a better game all around.
Maybe these teams cannot play a regular basketball game to save their lives.
Maybe not.
Like maybe game 2 was a little like, okay, one team just outplayed the other, but
Right.
these games have not been normal.
Remember, game 1, the Knicks outplayed them until the end.
Yeah, it was like the Celtics and the Knicks in the first couple of games.
Yeah, I think Indy comes out better. I really think
that's sort of the key. It's like if the Knicks get off to a slow start, like Indy made a mistake in just leaving their bench out there for too long. Like Carlisle was like, all right, I trusted them too much, and I feel like this time, not that he's going to have a shorter rotation because it's not going to be that, but we talk about saving minutes. If you look at the Pacers' distribution of minutes, you got 4 guys on the bench at 14 plus. So Obi's at 14. Tony Bradley gets 15 minutes. I didn't think that was going to happen at any point in the series before we got into it.
And in game 2, he also did.
TJ McConnell 15, Ben Shepherd 17, and I feel like if he had a redo, he'd probably be like 11, 12, 14 for like those minutes instead. The 8 to Ben Mathurin, weren't productive. He did a couple stupid things and got yanked right out. So I'm just expecting like adjustments because I think Rick Carlisle, you could argue, one is a top 2-3 coach in the league right now.
Playoffs.
Yeah, and in terms of adjustments, like on the fly adjustments, he might be the best.
Yeah. So you got to expect some adjustments from there. We'll see with game 4. We'll be back game 4. Our guest will be Jeff Johnson sitting in this seat for us to watch game 4. You know him from Knicks Film School.
He's going to be
high energy. He's going to be full of high energy.
On tilt.
And Bleacher Report. Murph, we appreciate you. You're 1-0 in this seat. Not everybody can say they were 1-0 in the seat. You can say that. It might have been a stressful 1-0, but you were 1-0.
Yeah, we didn't think it would be.
It was looking like you was going to be 0-1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A big 0-1.
A big 0-1. It looked like that. Like I said, we'll be back with you on Tuesday night.
And Thursday.
And Thursday. You now know we'll be here for game 5, 8:00 p.m. Tuesday night. Myself, Brian Fonseca, Jeff Johnson will be here. Everybody, enjoy your Memorial Day. Relax. It will not be that stressful. You don't have to worry about the Knicks being down 3-0. They're now 2-1. They got a chance to tie it up on Tuesday.
Get a good burger from somewhere. Get one off the grill if you can.
Or some wings, whatever you want.
Or some wings.
You got ribs, whatever you want. Enjoy the Memorial Day. We'll be back on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Thank you for watching the New York Got Game live Knicks Watch Party. Everybody have a great holiday and peace.